Allowed the two it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, political, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego die political. My ego don't come. This one not the off in mind. My ego don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud. My yegun don't come. My people make you shout. My yegun don't come. Man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego diary political. My ego don't come. This man not the off in mind.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo do. Mayegun diary, number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Mayegun diary, number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today and it is People's Parliament tonight. I'll tell you about it.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary. Mayegun diary.
We have different segments on Mayegun's Diary Political. We have a Sunday sermon, which always happens midday on Sundays, no holds barred. We have the regular 8 p.m., which is our prime time. We have a People's Parliament. We have a segment called The Conversation, where we bring in guests to come and share their views on happenings in Nigeria. But you see, when it comes to the People's Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, it is where you can physically appear and share your view on anything and everything going on in Nigeria. Other people have their views all over the world. Your screen is going to be filled with different people from all parts of this world. Nigerians who are also going to be expressing their own, opinions about happenings in Nigeria. But before we get to the part of having the parliamentarians coming up, we usually have the moment called the wetting the ground. That is the moment that I have to get you into the program. And I always advise, if you really want to be part of this, it is advised that you join as early as possible, because once you start getting busy and our time is running out, you may not be able to, even if you are on the queue, to be part of this. So it is an opportunity for you to take your arguments, your opinion, your fight in the comment section, take it from there and bring it to, put a face to that your regular comments on Mayegun's Diary Political. So you are welcome. Your opinion can be very much differ to others, no problem. There is one rule. When people disagree with you, they will tell you, I disagree with you, but they won't have to insult you, except if your posture is insulting to them, in which I will kind of sanction, by the way. So before we get to that part where everybody will be up, see, the parliamentarians are already appearing. The link to join this broadcast, the studio, is in the description of this broadcast. Open it up, okay? Just make sure that if you want to join us, you are not joining us from your bedroom where you are half naked. You are not joining us from a dark room where we can barely see your face. And you are not joining us when you are in a very busy place. So if you can do without all of this, right, you are welcome. So, guys, brethren, share these broadcasts.
Lórí Facebook, and yes, we like lórí YouTube, and yes, we like Bàbá gbé wúrẹ́, and yes, we like Ijó ìgbádìyẹ, and yes, we like President bá wí tí o, and yes, we like Gómìnà gbówó jẹ, and yes, we like.
So give me a moment. I'm putting on the link on Facebook and YouTube. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, the link is currently in the comment section.
And yes, we like and yes, we like Ọ̀jẹ̀lú Ẹ̀súnràkì, and yes, we like
Thank you very much for joining me. If you don't want to be part of the parliamentarians, or maybe not motivated in becoming one, there is no problem, okay? You can take your time to read the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well, right? And yeah, of course, you can make your own contribution known in the comment section. There will not be any phone call tonight. So if those of you who have been following events in Nigeria in the past 1 week, today marks the 7th day that Kalu has been sworn in as the president of Nigeria. There are many things that have happened. None of them is in any way positive. None yet. However, some will say the hope stashed, the hope dashed rather by Buhari, the same APC, Egbekegbe, has made hope a kind of an illusion today in Nigeria. And what does that mean? What that means is that people have seen the worst that could happen, and most of them right now, right, they are completely hopeless. But guess what? In the midst of that hopelessness, including rigged election, divided country, religious, and all of that stuff going on, yeah, some people are creating or manufacturing hope. Like, well, it's bad. Yes, we know it's bad. But at least let us just be hopeful. Let's be positive. You get what I mean? Like the illusion of, as long as I feel hopeful, as long as I feel positive, even though the situation is hopeless, just maybe it will turn it around. So that is what you call the illusion of hope. And if you have been one of those, or like expectedly, if you have been one of those who have been very much active politically about Nigeria in the last 8 years, especially year before that, the last 9 years, 2014, 2015. I mean, if you are the type who are like pessimist, like somebody who is always like pessimistic, somebody who just don't like believing something until they see it, yeah? You see, those who were so optimistic then, so hopeful with the message of change, 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 a lot of people built so much castle in the air, especially when when Buhari became the president. Nigeria will change. Just give it 6 months. Give Nigeria 6 months. Give Nigeria 1 year. Okay. Give Nigeria 2 years. Then they started changing it. It will take a long time to fix Nigeria. So Buhari is fixing it. Today, Nigeria is worse off. But do you know something? The category of browbeaten, bullied, brutalized Nigerians, after witnessing the murderous campaign of APC, that saw people, Nigerians, who killed because they wanted to participate in an election, and then brought in an illegitimate, kleptomaniac, Tinubu. So the same characters are now already building another hope. Let us just be hopeful. Why are you being negative, Baba? 8 years of Buhari, some people saw that 8 minutes into Buhari's government. 8 minutes after Buhari got sworn in, a lot of people saw what a lot of you, finally experienced in 8 years of Buhari. So the bottom line is this. Some will say it may be too early, but the fact that you once, with this same all-past criminals, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, some of you watching me right now, you once built hope. You had this massive hope in APC, especially the surprise winning when the sitting president of Nigeria at the time conceded. Now, having conceded, it was like, this will be the beginning of a new thing. 8 years down the line, you know this story. Now, 7 days into Tinubu's presidency, we are already witnessing drama. Just like I said, illusion of hope that others are now building, just like that of Buhari. But in the last 7 days, if Nigeria was a real country, trust me, statisticians, people who play with numbers, they would have given the the credit reports of the last 7 days on all of you, including your economy. People are still being killed. They are still settling down. Your economy is taking a further nosedive, and there is no clear-cut way out, at least not now, except when they are like proposing, maybe they will increase your salary or they will print more money and whatever other ideas they are bringing. But the bottom line is this: you have your chance this evening to probably drop by and tell us what we don't know, possibly. The hope that they are telling you to have, the ones that you are having or building yourself. Like, for example, in 2014, a lot of us were able to sort of, x-ray the characters within the APC, Egbekegbe, at the time. Indeed, Nigeria was already done for as far back as 2014. Yes, it was like a slippery slope that it was inevitable anyway. And I'll tell you, and I'll explain that to you. You see this APC, Egbekegbe, in 2012, they started the mobilization of all the terrorists you are witnessing in Nigeria today, all geared towards takeover of power. Now, fast forward to 2014, they decided to come together, strange bedfellows, to save Nigeria, that they've already kept terrorists at the borders. And it's two-way thing. One, after the election, if Jonathan should declare himself winner a second term, the terrorists will take over Nigeria. If Jonathan love himself, he will concede, and the destruction of Nigeria will be limited, because all that matter was power. Don't forget that too. The sponsor of Boko Haram are members of APC, Egbekegbe. They have been exposed many times, of course. But Nigeria is a crime scene. When those who are supposed to be in jail are now the ones who are holding the reins, or the, what do you call it? They are holding the cuffs, going after the rest of us. The Kaduna Littlefinger, El Rufai, publicly confessed that he went all over Africa, calling on the Fulani terrorists that have now wreaked havoc in Nigeria to come back to Nigeria. Their brother is now in power. He was challenged. Since you brought them back, Southern Kaduna has not known any peace. He deviated, and he was like, yeah, we told them that if they lost car, we'll pay them. If they lost any lives, we'll compensate them, even though money can't pay for that. These were criminals that people fought and then they chased away from their lands until APC, Egbekegbe, came. So what did they do? They decided to give amnesty to the terrorists they brought to the border, even though they didn't believe that they could actually take over power. Now they were in power. That is Buhari. What would they do with the terrorists they harmed? And they prepared to actually take over Nigeria. They decided to offer them amnesty. Don't pretend that you didn't know that. That's not a make-up story. These are all public information. That's why I said, if you now have criminals like this, strange bedfellows, looters, treasury looters, manipulators, certificate forgers, money launderers, corrupt criminals coming together, terrorist sympathizers coming together to say, we want to come and save you. It is like the devil offering you something. Do you actually know what he's going to take back from you? So they offered you that momentary feel good, that if you could chase away the ruling party, that means you have control back in your hands. So what happened after that? They started threatening you. They started threatening everybody. If you say something about the atrocities, you are considered an inciter. You are inciting people to demand responsibility from the government. And that is treasonable. Do you believe that? Because it happened in Nigeria. Yeah, the terrorists suddenly became more powerful than the Nigeria military. They hired mercenaries that Goodluck Jonathan at the time was using in pummeling them and destroying them in northern Nigeria. I'm talking about the Boko Haram terrorists. Immediately, Boko Haram APC, Egbekegbe, came in. They disbanded them. And they opened the border. Today, you know the rest of the story, Abi. More northerners have now become victims of the same terrorism. They have either been kidnapped, sold off as slaves. They've either been killed by these same terrorists, and under the man that once gave them hope that all they needed was a lovely, fatherly figure, northerner. A northerner will not look away. For terrorists to be killing northerners, was that not the campaign? Today, under Boko Haram alone, 63,111 Nigerians were slaughtered by these terrorists. And in that 8 years, no single one of them is on trial for any of this. But guess what? They have already freed 178,000 repentant terrorists through a program called Operation Safe Corridor. They gave you hope. Once they come in, terrorism will become a thing of the past. Is not so? Once we come in, corruption is going to be a thing of the past. They can now use the money from corruption. They can use them to build education. They can use them to build roads. They can do blah, 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 blah. 8 years, like I said, 8 minutes into their charade, a lot of us that they once called wailing wailers, enemies of progress, enemies of Nigeria, enemies of this and that. 8 minutes into Buhari's murderous campaign or government at the time, we could tell, look at those around him. How do you fight corruption with corruption? How do you do that? You fake or forged your educational qualification. NEPA bill certificate. You presented that, you forged that. Under what morality? Under what moral authority do you think you are going to be in any way not corrupt in your dealings when your first thing about you is actually corruption? Lies. So we weren't wailing wailers. We were more or less like the conscious that will later become an open wound to so many of you. And indeed, it did change a lot, but not many. So what happened? The most corrupt government ever in the history of Nigeria happened to be the man that told them he was coming to end corruption. Can you even believe that? Can you? These are things, these are, facts. They are not fictions. They are not made up. Nigeria became one of the most corrupt countries on earth under these criminals. And there are examples. For the first time, returned loot became relooted. Let me give you one example. They were working on returning Abacha loot. Okay? And this Abacha loot was about $1 billion. Now, just before APC, Egbekegbe came in, the then government of Jonathan, they've done all the negotiation. Okay? So what was needed at the time was just transfer the money to the central bank. All the details have been provided, though. Then he lost the election. So Buhari came in. Once they came in, Malamu took over that investigation or that transfer or deal. When he took it over, Office of the Attorney General, the Minister of Justice of Nigeria, where you have lawyers that are being paid from that office by Nigeria. Malamu now put together another team, okay? And he called them negotiation team. So this negotiation team then have to go back and negotiate with the country that wanted to return the $1 billion. Now, for being part of that negotiation team, Malamu signed off that they could take 18% of that money as their own charges, commission for bringing that $1 billion looted Abacha money. So in the process, this guy cut out for themselves over 180 million US dollars for doing nothing. So when the money came in, story entered the rest of the money. Nobody can say, what did they do with Abacha's loot that they were returned? They were returned. They were relooted. What about all the properties of those that EFCC were chasing at the time? What happened to their properties? Sold. How much is the total money? Where is the money? Gone. Then what happened to the treasury of Nigeria? They opened up Nigeria for more never seen before pillaging. They started with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Okay? They told you they will make $1 equal to £1. But guess what they did? They brought in what is called round tripping. Round tripping is when some people they will become middlemen. Instead of Central Bank of Nigeria to give dollars and forex allocation to banks officially, and there will be documentation of all those transfers and all that, Abi. Then suddenly there will be middlemen. Middlemen that now act between Central Bank and the banks in Nigeria. So Central Bank will give the middlemen the dollars at the rate of 20 naira to $1 40 naira to $1. They were using the rate of, you won't believe this, so they were using the rate of 1984, 1985 to give this money to these selected northerners who became middlemen, right? And the banks in Nigeria would have to buy from them. If they can't buy from them, then they sell to other people who then will have to sell to the bank. Before you know it, from 140 naira to $1 official, 199 naira to $1 black market is skyrocketed straight up to over 700 naira to $1 today, unofficial, which is black market. The official rate is now over 600 naira to $1. Remember that. They did that. It's not because people are looting or what have you, okay? It's because they have been looting. Another thing they did, majority of you may not know, talking about subsidy on petroleum, subsidy on kerosene, subsidy on what else? Diesel, subsidy on luxury goods, and subsidy on dollars. Do you know there is something called subsidy on dollars in Nigeria? It's not meant for everybody. It's meant for selected people, okay? And this is how it works, I'll tell you. Subsidy on dollar. When Buhari came in, he shut the borders of the southern Nigeria because they wanted to stop importation of food. All food, everything food. Okay, so they shut everywhere. Now, they now told Nigerians that they wanted to encourage Nigerians to grow their own food, to stop importation. And when you grow your food, okay, you can battle food inflation. You can create jobs. You know, it makes sense, Abi. But that was the lie they told you. On the other hand, that means they took the right for you to actually do your business locally, internationally, and the rest of that as a Nigerian, Abi. They took all of that away from you. They gave it to two people who have the right to bring whatever they like into Nigeria, food. And guess who were the two people from northern Nigeria? One is called Buhari, the other one is called Dangote. Now, here is where the dollar subsidy comes in, okay? See, as businesses, a lot of you, millions of you are running different businesses, locally and internationally. As you were struggling, suffering, and your businesses were folding up because of the exorbitant kill them exchange rate, Abi, Dangote was given the chance. And even some of you, if you now bring all those things in, they'll become contraband. And when they become contraband, then you what? You run at complete loss. A lot of businesses died because of this. Targeted though. But you know something? Dangote was given unlimited access to bring in grains, bring in this, whatever he wanted for the past 8 years, in case if you don't know. As they come to your shops to pack all the stuffs you imported and brought in, Dangote has the key to the center. And not just that, whenever Dangote have to go and bring anything in, you know, it will need Forex. It's not going to spend Naira. So that is where the dollar subsidy comes in. So, for example, let's say Dangote want to bring the product of $1 billion. He doesn't have $1 billion. So central bank will have to provide that money for him. Now, at what rates? So they will say, Dangote, dollar is now 700 Naira. But because it's you, we'll give it to you for 150 Naira. Do you see that difference? Do you see that advantage over all the millions of you who are like doing legitimate businesses, Abi, in that same country? That's exactly what Buhari did, okay, to destroy Nigeria economy. Now, Dangote, you know, for that $1 billion that he needed, he's already received over 600% slash discount. So tell me why he won't be the billionaire, the richest billionaire in Africa. We call him quota system billionaire, by the way, but you know, that's exactly how they killed it. The corruption of using the instrument of government to destroy some people in order to benefit some people, and before you know it, poverty skyrocketed, businesses died. So the subsidy here now is that he will get subsidy, any amount of dollars he wants. So every time they tell you that central bank has no dollars, central bank has no this and that, is because they have to give it to somebody at ridiculous exchange rates just because they want to keep him floating. Why the rest of you continue to sink? When they ran out fully in 2021, Emefiole started something called e-Naira. I remember coming out to say, there is nothing called e-Naira. It is e-Naira. You go feel am. When the time comes, you will realize that it wasn't set up for you or to help Nigeria. It was set up to gather enough forex from all of us living abroad. From me, from you, from every one of us. Remitting money back into that Nigeria. Emefiole targeted us. He built an app. He called it e-Naira. So if you want to send money to anybody in your family, all you have to do is go onto the app. You will give Emefiole your dollar or your pound sterling, okay? And then he will give your family members the Naira equivalent in Nigeria. They started bribing us. They said they will give us £5. You will get £5 if you send 100 pounds. You will get £10 if you send 200 pounds. They are trying to lure us so that they can gather our forex and give it to their own. The rest of those who who can actually take your forex, dollars, pounds, and everything in Nigeria banks, they are not businessmen, no. They are your politicians. They collect that as Esther codes, and they collect this in millions of dollars every month. Think about that. So that is where the dollar subsidy be that. You now come to the petrol subsidy, the one that is about to cause or may not cause any wahala. Are you with me? So petrol subsidy is a scam. I have repeatedly said that many times. There is actually no subsidy anywhere. It is a plot, because you know one thing is this. When they tell you that because Nigeria removes subsidy, Ghana is in problem, economy of Cameroon is in problem, petrol in this and that, that is one of those hopeless situations that they can create a fantasy for you and make you feel good and say, yeah, remove subsidy, Jare, make all of us the suffer and Ghana and everybody. But let me tell you the story behind that. All right, corruption, never seen before. Corruption, okay? Before APC, Egbe came in, subsidy payment by Goodluck Egbere Jolantan at the time was kind of a cap at somewhere around 700 billion naira. That's so much, very much. But that was the highest he paid. At the time, before he got to that, Jonathan was paying about 250, 270, 300 billion. Yeah? And they were using this number, these statistics, that at the time is kind of makes sense, okay? They were like, okay, this is the amount of petroleum products Nigerians are consuming. This is the amount of diesel Nigerians are consuming. This is the millions of liters of, kerosene Nigerians are consuming every month. Now, averagely by so doing, Nigeria is not producing or refining enough of any of these products. So they import them to supplement what they were producing locally. So, which means they are not spending 100% money on subsidy. They were still producing kerosene in Nigeria. They were refining petrol and diesel. But to balance the need of the people, they have to bring some. Okay? Now, bringing this sum, at a point, they removed the subsidy on diesel. They felt like, not many people use this diesel. Using the numbers, anybody who won't use diesel, maybe they know so they will pay for it. No, what about kerosene? Boy, a lot of people use this kerosene, but we can no longer, blah, blah, blah. People should go and check and start using gas. Something like that, Sha. They remove subsidy on on kerosene. Now, petrol. As they remove subsidy on these two other products, maybe the money you are paying for subsidy should drastically reduce, cut down, because it's now petrol, not on the three of them anymore. Surprisingly, it didn't go down. So you get the corruption that was taking money from this kerosene and diesel just shifted the whole thing onto petrol. Okay? So Jonathan screamed when he got elected in 2011. He said, we need to remove it. We need to remove this or else. Because the truth of the matter is, the scam behind subsidy is like job for the boys. It's like a cabal. That if they know that government is not paying them anything, they'll figure it out themselves. Jonathan said, what he discovered was that the moment they remove subsidy on kerosene and diesel, and the subsidy on petrol started growing, what they now did was that they realized that when these marketers, when they bring the petrol to Nigeria, the ones that they bring it, once they bring it to Nigeria, in collaboration with corrupt NNPC officials, that will go and inspect the cargo to ascertain the amount, the quantity of petrol your own company just brought to Nigeria. How many liters? How many millions? How many thousands? Sure you get. Now, it is based on these thousands or what you brought in that they will now pay you the difference, subsidy on each liter. Sure you get. This is where the corruption came in. So the corrupt NNPC officials, they will now inflate figures of how much, for example, let's say this vessel brought in 1 million liters of petrol at the rate of 500 naira per liter. Sure, you know that is 500 million naira, that 1 million liter. That's 500 million naira. So government will now say, we'll pay you 400, which means we'll pay you 400 million naira. When the people go to the filling station to buy petrol, they will be buying it at 100 naira because government has paid 400 naira difference to that marketer. But here is where the corruption comes in. So instead of saying 1 million liter, the corrupt NNPC people, they can put 100 million liters or 10 million liters. So instead of collecting 500 million naira for 1 million liter, they will collect 5 billion naira for 10 million liters. So because the marketers and the NNPC, who are supposed to keep eye on them and account and keep you or be on your side, once those marketers saw that corruption just the big corruption me, you don't know what that means? Corruption swallowing corruption. So the moment they get paid and the government officials take their own share and they pay the oil marketers, some of the oil marketers will just be like, you know what? Instead of me selling my petrol at 100 naira in Nigeria, I'll just go to Ghana, Joe. I'll go and sell it for 200 naira in Ghana. Because Ghana doesn't pay marketer money. Ghana doesn't pay any. If you bring petrol to Ghana, whatever amount you want to sell it, you must look at Ghana market before you go abroad to refine product and come and sell to them. Sure you get. Remember that the landing cost of that liter of petrol brought to Nigeria is 500 naira. Government of Nigeria already pay 400 naira on it. The marketers will now take the oil to Ghana to go and sell it cheap, 200 naira. You know, they are not losing anything. Sure you get. Rather, they are gaining extra 100 naira from the corrupt government officials in Nigeria. Who kept that? Because if you decide to go and bring a market and say, where is the oil that we paid you to bring to Nigeria? And you brought to Nigeria, where is the oil? And then they'll say, okay, we are going to do investigation. They will say, how much did you pay him? We paid him 5 billion. And the marketer will say, no, they didn't pay me 5 billion. No. They only pay me 5 million or 500 million. No. And the 500 million, I am ready to pay it back, concept. So the corrupt government officials, in order for that not to happen, they just turned it into business to keep it a secret. And Jonathan saw that. Jonathan said, these guys are crooks, and majority of them, you won't believe it, or probably you should remember, some of them were actually arrested for the first time. Nigerians knew those who were being paid the subsidy money. Do you want me to remind you one of them? The current governor of Ogun State, Aiding Oil, owned by the current governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, Dubious Dapo, was one of those beneficiaries of those multi-billion dollars fraud of oil subsidy that ran years. He is a governor in Ogun State right now. So when they start telling you that they take the oil to Ghana, and that is why Ghana is enjoying cheap oil. No. Your marketers that are taking they are taking the corrupt fuel to Ghana. They actually don't run Ghana economy. They don't run Cameroonian economy. Cameroon as government, as a country, they have those who bring in their own crude oil there for them. The refined crude. Same with other African countries. But in Nigeria, your criminal politicians who stood against the removal of that subsidy 11 years ago. Remember, today, they are telling you, because the subsidy they are paying in Nigeria is what is running Ghana economy, is what is running Cameroon economy. So Cameroonians are suffering now because Nigeria removed subsidy, and you are telling yourselves that, yeah, I love it. That's why they remove it. See? So I will let you speak when it is time for you to come in. Do they call them DPR or DP, whatever? Department of Petroleum, something. A lot of you know about these things more than me. You know the terminologies and all of that. I'll let you speak when it is your shot. Now, this is when we are going to go into the parliament. I'll leave the rest. So this is me now getting you into it. I believe a lot of you are already kind of, yeah, okay, I want to say something. Yeah? Of course. 7 days of Tinubu as your president. Here you are. You can tell me where they said that renewed scam or hope is, and not the illusion of hope. Criminals are still being rewarded. They will continue to be rewarded, of course. Yeah. And then you will continue to find your space in the basket of the victims of their policies. So NNPC says they are, not NNPC, NNPLC, they call them now anyway. So NLC, they are saying they are going on strike on Wednesday, from Wednesday, because of subsidy removal. Others are saying, no, it's a new government. They're supposed to give them time. We have hope that it's going to do something. I am yet to see where they are going to. They are already sharing 7 days in office of Tinubu. But I will leave all of that for you. Now, you can join this conversation, okay? You can join. There is a link in the comments if you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, okay? There is a pinned link. Remember the rules, okay? The rules are, if you want to join us, the device you are going to use, if it's going to be your laptop, if it's going to be your iPad, if it is your phone, remember, you need to go to a quiet room where there will be no noise distraction. Also, you must make sure that the device you are going to use in joining us in this parliament tonight is not the same device that you are watching this broadcast on. If you are using your phone to watch this broadcast, you will need to leave this broadcast for you to be able to join us, or else it will be echoing and you will not be able to speak. And also, you would have about 5 minutes. It's not a phone call. Don't call me. Some people are already calling. You don't call me. That we are not taking calls, okay? We are going to do face-to-face conversation. And that's what we call the People's Parliament, all right? If you have been on this platform and somehow you believe that we are doing it wrong, like some have been kind of trying to look for how to pass the blame. Oh, do you every day you talk about these people? Every day, why don't you talk about what you want to do for people? Listen to me. This is your moment. Join the parliament. The link is in the comments. Open it up, all right? Go to a place that is well lit, not in a dark room. Please, don't join this broadcast when you are shirtless, when you are lying on your bed, all right? I won't let you be able to join. And if I see you behind the scene that you still kind of don't want to do that, yeah, I will block you from joining at all. So these are very simple rules, all right? We always share the tallies. So what we will have next will be the parliamentarians coming on. And remember as well, we are all free to express ourselves. We are all free to disagree with ourselves, respect other people's opinion, and then don't go ballistic on anybody, except you feel like their opinion is kind of condescending. I will come in and take care of it. But I would love that, that kind of, self-control. So I am bringing those who have put on their cameras. I have others who haven't put on their camera, and they are there with us. Give me a moment. So if you are still there as a parliamentarian, the reason why I haven't put you on is because you need to put on your camera, mute your microphone. And once it is your shot, you would have your own say, and it's always 5 minutes, okay? Sometimes the connections can be very, very dodgy, which means sometimes it might sound like we are talking over one another. I've learned how to kind of control that, or just in case if that happens, okay? Don't see it as if, they're just talking over you, So I have 3 people. Prince George Man, his camera is not on. I have about 3 other people. They are listening to me, and if they can put their cameras on, it will be great. Okay. So if your cameras are not on, that means you are not ready. It's all right. That means you are probably getting yourself set. But if I see you behind the scene and your camera is on, that shows you are ready. And then we can share our tally after that, where everybody will speak. Good evening and good morning and good afternoon to all of you, the parliamentarians from all over the world. The way we run it here is we share numbers. Sometimes I do forget who is next, and you can help me. Now, if you, by any means, right, talking and your network suddenly drops off, okay, or drops, I can always bring you back on if you attempted to rejoin us, okay? Apart from that, yeah, everybody can speak their mind how you feel or deem fit, okay? If yours is to go, pigeon, like they will say, go for it. Just communicate. That's the point of this chat tonight. So, like I said, somebody who is in the dark won't be able to join. Prince Jejeman, you keep coming off and on. You need to stay on in order for me to be sure that you are here. You need to put your camera on, and you need to stay in a place that is lit, not in the dark. Don't be shirtless as well. Now, Oluwatokisa, how are you? Sorry, Baba, you need to unmute. Okay, hang on. Let's work on this. I can't hear you somehow. Well, you can hear me, sir. Okay. You deal with that. You deal with that. Let me try somebody else so that I'm sure that it's not from my side, okay? Let me go to Jude. Do you mind unmuting? Let me see if yours works well.
Good evening, Gio. Daddy Gio, good evening. Happy Sunday to you.
Thank you very much. Happy Sunday to you, bro. All right. Hang on there for me for a second, okay? So, Oluwatokisa, I believe it is actually your from your end. Do you mind saying something again? Let's see. No? Okay.
I think you need to unmute.
Yeah, he's already unmuted. You already, do you know something? I want you to leave and come back in. I'll let Jude start so that, we won't, kind of waste much of our time. It's so limited, we'll say. So I'm bringing everybody on that is here, and we are going to share the numbers soon, okay? Let me see. Mr. Sabelo Abayomi, are you still interested in joining us? Because you've never put on your camera. So I'm going to kick you out here and wait for when you are ready. He's one of those who first joined, but they just never put on their cameras. Prince, are you ready? Because you keep going back and forth. Prince Jejeman, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So stay on there, okay, Prince? Don't go anywhere. Now, let's share the numbers, okay? So I'm going to start with Jude. And I'm going to go to Sir Dari. It's going to be you. It's good to see you again anyway. Then I am going to go to Charity. Just as we appear on the screen, okay? Charity, you go after Sir Dari. Prince Jejema will go after yourself. And then, Mr. Babati. Sir, it's good to see you again. Oh. So, yeah, you are going to go after Prince Jejeman. Then, Sir Kayode Kalejaye, you will be the one going after Babati. And Sataiwo, Ugboma, or Ugboma, you are going to, you're going to go after Sir Kalejaye. Remember all these numbers, I may kind of mix them up again, okay? Something is not right with Prince Jejeman's connection. So I hope it's sorted before we get to him. Now, Jude, it's good to have you here again. You are going to be the person that's going to open the parliament tonight. Remember, you can speak your own point and truth. It doesn't really have to do with what we have already said here, all right? Whatever you feel like, okay? 5 minutes, and we are kicking off now. Jude. Oh, what happened to Jude? Okay. Now, here is the problem about some of these connections, okay? Sometimes they'll keep fluctuating like back and forth. So we'll keep bringing everybody back once they get on. So, Sir Dari, 2 people that were supposed to speak before you have been they have been technologically
I don't get kicked out.
So it will be your shot now until they come back. Please, sir.
Okay. My good general, thank you very much. Nice to be here again. And thank you for the good work. I hope I don't get kicked out. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, loud and clear. All of us can hear you, sir.
Okay. You know, I've been thinking of this whole issue in Nigeria and this fuel subsidy. You know, I think I need to have a new orientation concerning my idea about all this. When you press somebody's neck, when you continue to press the neck and the person is still breathing, and you say, okay, I think I can survive. Maybe he's waiting for you that is pressing the neck to get tired so that you can leave him. And if you don't get tired, you still continue to press the neck. And the person is dying. And the person is still doing like, say, continue to depress, no problem. I'm still surviving. I think it is high time we now put pressure to press that neck. So that if that person wants to die, let him die, or he will now shout and react. I can never, I don't know how to factor this matter that people who stood 11 years ago, 10 years ago, and said, don't remove subsidy. They gave all flimsy kind of excuse. As far as I'm concerned, if this subsidy had been removed 10 years ago, we would have been talking about a new situation by now. But because those same criminals who were benefiting from this subsidy 10 years ago, who refused to remove those subsidies today, are now finding flimsy excuse why this subsidy should be removed, because now they are not the one that wants to share the money, because they're the one that will not share. That time, they were not the one that wants to share. They gave flimsy excuse. It's so ironical. There's one thing you normally saw the time. You said Nigerians don't hate corruption. We don't hate corruption. We only hate corruption when we are not the one perpetuating those corruption.
Or benefiting.
When we're not the one benefiting from those corruption or being the one perpetuating those corruption. This is the same set of people that in the parliament, it was Otedola now, Otedola that set up Farouk, that gave some amount of money to Farouk concerning the same oil subsidy. Every one of them today that wanted to remove this oil subsidy they have all benefited from this subsidy one time or the other. Otedola, Farouk today collected so humongous amount of money from Otedola just to remove his name, remove that company name also from those that benefited from the oil subsidy, who were not importing nothing into the economy and they were collecting money. I can tell you today that if, for instance, the way Obi normally says something all the time. He said when you do an analysis of what really Nigerians are consuming as fuel in that country, it is not what they are giving us, they are telling us that they are consuming. A lot of things are going under the ground. What does it take to put a fuel in a tank and bring to Nigeria and say you want to sell? It has become as if it's a rocket science. Who is taking this subsidy? As far as I'm concerned, there have never been anything like subsidy. People were only just scamming, taking money, and now some people, and I'm so excited, let this subsidy go away and let Nigerians start feeling the pain so that they will come out and shout. So they will come outside and shout. Because as far as I'm concerned now, in short, it's just as if let the obedience just be one side and watch. I believe that everything is going to, when people come out and start shouting, can you imagine today? I was doing an analysis. If you're in Nigeria, if in the month you get up to 300,000 in a month, if I thought you are being paid or you are working and you are receiving 300,000, just imagine yourself, you buy fuel in your house, there's no electricity, you need to run your gen, you need to pump water, you need to go fuel your car, you need to pay children's school fees, you need to buy food stuff, you need to pay house rent. And again, how many people are receiving up to 300,000 in Nigeria?
That's a big question.
How many people? Then now, with this fuel, food stuff is going to go high. In short, the phone calls I've gotten for the past 1 week with people I was thinking that is well with them. Everybody now is like, I said, oh, okay, you're all waking up. And I'm so excited because we need something that will arise the consciousness of most Nigerians who have become spectators concerning this situation that is affecting Nigeria. A lot of people have become spectators, and now they will now become victims of this policy we're always crying about. When you don't put the right people there, you put the wrong. Well, leave them now. Let's say we just do it 4 years. I just pray that they will succeed. They will be alive to see the end of this tenure for these 4 years.
So much.
Thank you very much.
God bless you, and thanks so much for stopping by as usual. You've opened the floor. We're going to go to Jude, who is now back. Jude, I don't want to ask what happened, but it's good to have you back.
Yeah, I just choose to change my device, so it will be more convenient for me.
We can hear you, and all of us can see you too.
Okay. Good evening, fellow parliamentarian. Good evening, Mr. Mayegun. It's actually 5 years. Yeah, it has actually been 5 years in this diary, because I actually started following the diary since 2019. And 2019, I could record then, I was still learning how to manage my emotions. And we all thought that the Atiku government to offset the Buhari government then will be a game changer for us. But to our greatest surprise, Nigeria always has its special way of serving everyone breakfast, both home and away. Irrespective of anywhere you are, they know how to serve your breakfast very hot. It was actually after the 2019 election, I started digging into the corrupt system, and I discovered a lot of things that really blew my mind, that made me make up my mind that anything that has to do with this country called Nigeria, I think I am done. Talking about the petroleum subsidy, I think the biggest fraud to mankind, the biggest fraud to any Nigerian, the biggest fraud is just this so-called subsidy. You can tell me a country that has 4 refineries, that every year we budget billions of dollars to this refinery, cannot refine its own products. You can't tell me a country that has professors that studied petroleum engineering, chemical engineering, and lecture students, yet they can't produce their own petroleum product that they are consuming. The annoying part of this shenanigans and these charades is that they are making we Nigerians in diasporas look less like a human. Because when you tell someone I'm a Nigerian and they run into the country's history and how corrupt the system is, you become an automatic blacklister. All eyes will be on you because of the corrupt system that the government are practicing. And it breaks my heart so much to see a lot of Nigerians telling their, compensating their emotions instead of managing their emotions, that yes, Tinubu government is going to be better. A pastor prophesied this. This man said this. I was like, the same pastor that prophesied that Tinubu will be arrested, why was he not arrested? When will you guys wake up? And the painful thing is that once you leave Nigeria, the less religion you become, the less religious you become, and the less religious you become, the more successful you become. Because Nigerians, I don't know, they somehow use the religion to enslave our mind. And enslaving the mind blocks a lot of opportunities for we Nigerians. And even the way you are being treated irrespective of where you are, wants to tell them you're a Nigerian, it doesn't go well at all. Okay, I think it was a few months ago, something happened. I went to the mall to get some stuffs. After picking my items, I want to make my payments. I brought out my BOG card to make the payments. The card was constantly being declined. I was like, what is going on? I have a lot of money in this card. Why is the card being declined? Okay, let me just pay by cash. I paid by cash, and immediately I left the mall. I went straight to the bank because the bank is just too bidding away. And I complained. What happened? I was embarrassed in the bank. My card was constantly being declined. And the first question the lady asked me, what is your nationality? And I showed her my ID. And she was like, no, I'm not talking about your ID, your passport. Which country are you from? And I was like, Nigeria. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Nigerians are not permitted to use the BOG cards to make payments.
Really?
I was like, why creating an account for me when I can't use the BOG cards to make payments or make transfer out of the country? They were like, Nigerians are only restricted to use their card for transport, for public transport only. I was like, what's the essence of using this card?
You don't mind me. Which country is this?
Georgia. I was like, how embarrassing is this? And this is the same country that Lagos as a state, I stand to be correct. Lagos economy is bigger than the country economy.
The entire country.
Lagos as a state, its economy is bigger than the whole country economy. But the way we are being treated here, you see students pay thousands of dollars to get the admission here, coming down here. They will be denying residents. For what reason? You are a threat to our national security. But you collect the money. You collect the money, you allow them come in, but you won't give them. A lot of Nigerians here are frustrated that after spending close to $10,000 to $15,000 coming down to the country, you tell them that they can't give them residents to stay, that they are threat to national security. It doesn't make sense. And the funny part is that the Nigerian government doesn't give a fuck about us. It's so heartbreaking. The worst thing that can happen to you here is as a Nigerian, you are being caught in any shit. They don't give a fuck about you. It's so painful. It's so heartbreaking.
It's so sad, yeah, that those who are even back in Nigeria, who have no sympathy or any empathy, the same way they have been treated, they will ask you, who sent you there?
Thank you. Come back house now.
Yeah, come back.
You did there?
Yeah.
Come back house. I was like, and sometimes I'll be like, what's your problem?
Come back to
Is
what?
it that Nigeria has actually damaged your empathy and human sympathy and thinking faculty that you can't even reason well?
Of course you'll be
and
right.
every little thing they'll be like, God day. Wait, what? Stop using God day, God day. See, the people that are being blessed, none of them are even Christians. The world billionaires, none of them are Christians. None of them pray. Nigerians spend hours in the church. During the campaign, I saw the way our politicians were flooding the church, the mosques. I'll be like, they've come again to use this same religion to enslave your mind. And when one pastor said this, all of them will be, yes, my pastor said this. It doesn't work that way in the real world. The earlier Nigeria wakes up from their imaginary world that, yes, God will come save us, the better for us. You're calling on the God of Israel to come save you. Why the Israelis are manufacturing technological weapons to defend themselves? Why are the Israelis not calling on their God to come defend them? Why are you calling on the God of Israel to come defend you? Why not do these things yourself when you have the resources? It's so heartbreaking.
Anyway,
it's so heartbreaking. I normally find it difficult to introduce myself as a Nigerian. Where are you from? I am an Igbo boy from the eastern part from West Africa. It's where you persist, because my ancestors were actually Igbo before a slot named us Nigeria after drinking Scottish whiskey. Okay, let's just call them like nigger area.
Anyway, Jude, let's yield the mic to the next speaker because of our time.
Okay, thank you. It's really nice, and I must commend your hard work, because if most of the should I say, most of the expositions and enlightenment I've actually gotten over the couple of years was actually from you. And I pray that within the next couple of months, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be freed, because he always make references. Go and listen to Mayegun. Go and listen to him. He's always speaking the truth. So I pray that God helps us and he gain his freedom. And someday, with the Oduduwa and Biafrans are going to march home and have a working nation.
Bless you, Jude. Thank you so much.
Right.
You stay safe over there, all right? Let's go to the next person, which is Charity, I believe. Is that you? So, Sir Charity Alehoha is going to be your choice. Please, you can unmute. Do I help you do that? That's it.
Yeah, I think, okay.
That's you.
Good evening, Mariego, and good evening, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me, right?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me too?
All right. Yeah, I can hear you as well. So it's nice to be in your platform tonight. You know, since 2018 we have been following you, and it's very hard to get you online. We try as much, but the line always busy. Sometimes I do send you some shot, like some photos and some programs that I got, some messages that is interesting, but I know you are always have a lot. So
yeah, probably see it. I'm sorry that.
So yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to be here, Mayego, and I don't have much to add for your program. Just I want to go back to what happened here.
Oh, I think we're having an issue with that connection. So Charity, you should. I don't know if maybe because you're mobile or something. So Oluwatoki is back on the road, so I'll give you a notice so that you look for where to park when it's going to be your shot. All right, sir? Just listen out for us. Okay, don't get distracted. So, Charity, somehow it's you're freezing, or should I say you are frozen rather. So I'm going to put you on a short hold, okay? And let's see. Once you get back, I'm going to get you back in case if you can hear me, but we can't hear you. So now, Prince Jejeman. So who is supposed to go after Charity? Is what I told you. I'm so terrible in remembering. That should be you, Sir Kayode, right?
Yes. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayegun and everybody.
How are you, sir?
I'm cool. From my own perspective, what I can say about the situation of our country, I discovered that the rich are getting richer or wealthier, while the poor are getting poor and continue to die in their various poverty.
Sir.
If we start to look from this refinery point of view, for example, this Wale Tinubu, somebody told me is the one that owns Oando. I may be wrong anyway.
Oh, yes.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Otedola and Co. They have been milking Nigerian wealth for a long time. So now that Tinubu became the president, he has already known all these things. That is why maybe he make an immutable decision to remove it. You understand?
I do with you.
How are we going to be living in the midst of plenty and we are still suffering? That's the question. We have been suffering many things in that country. For the fact that I is based in Ipswich in England does not mean my family are still in Nigeria.
That's true. I
sent money to Nigeria time to time. It's so bad that if we go to any corporate organization in this place, once they discover you are from Nigeria, the way they look at you first, you're like, what's wrong? I went to a particular bank, permits me to mention the bank, Lois Bank in this place. I went with my wife that I want to have a joint account with my wife. So when they saw my record, they knew I'm from Nigeria. But when the bank manager starts asking me some detailed question, he was checking my account detail for over 2 years, and he saw the figure I'm earning. I started commanding respect, even on his seat. Said, this guy is a legit guy. He now started talking to me with respect. But initially, when he first got to know that I'm from Nigeria, I can see the ash in the way he was doing. But when he checked all my banking details and he saw my figures, he now started adding respect. Now was asking me some serious and important question again about where I'm working, and how he will advise me to open another account for my son, because I went with my son also, you know. But one thing I'm just trying to say in conclusion, so that other people can participate, is that we have a lot of work to do globally. We have a lot of work to do, because from me, there is no place like home. I always miss my home. Each time I travel to Germany, I travel to Israel or Portugal, I said, to be honest, I still miss my home. I wish they can make that place a good place for us to return to. If I'm very serious that African, Nigeria, they are the one in the ends of affair in this England. Even in America, and we should be respected anywhere we go. Thank you, Mayegun.
Thank you.
And in conclusion, Mayegun, in conclusion, please, in conclusion, yes, I've been longing that I will tell you this. Mayegun, please, you are a man I really admire so much.
Thank you.
For no reason, don't find yourself around that Nigeria airport again. For now, okay, sir. Please, I will be very sad if I hear that you go to Nigeria and you are being arrested. I will be sad and I will be crying. For now, don't even near that place. The day I heard that you are going to a Nigerian embassy in London, I was praying for you. You know, something happened with one Turkish journalist, the one that disembarked in Istanbul. I said, hey, I pray such things should not happen to Mayegun. I was just panicking. So when I heard you went to the embassy and you came outside, I said, praise the Lord. Because I was speculating that what happened to that my Turkish journalist may happen. You understand? But I was so glad that you entered and you came outside peacefully. Kudos to you, and we continue to support you in any way we can.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Same to you, sir. Thank you very much. That's so lovely. I mean, I kind of don't see them that evil, man. People actually like see them even worse than the way I see them in this manner. But I would never take that advice for granted. All right. So I'm gonna go to Babati. Babati, it's so good to see your face again. And then after that, we'll go to Prince Checheman, okay? But, oh, sorry, Babati. Charity is back, right? I will let him have his shot and then I'll come back to you, sir. So sorry. I forgot that. Sir, Charity, somehow you just froze on me. And I was waiting for a few seconds, but now it wasn't happening. How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine. Thanks for having me back, Mayego. I have some network problems, so I try to reconnect back. I hope you guys are hearing me, right?
We can now, yes.
Okay. So, Mayego, like I was saying, I don't have much to add about Nigerian problem because they are the one creating the problem. I think if they really want to solve the problem, they know where to start. So, but the reason why I'm here this night is because of that guy of yesterday. I tried to call you back yesterday, and because of that Mohammed of a guy, and I don't think he take people that is in this platform too serious, and he tried to make mockery of people that is watching you. Like, what I'm trying to say in the sense that don't bring this guy into your platform, because I'm trying to say that he's trying to use you to gain his own popularity. Remember what he said the other time, that he's a writer, and I don't know what he's writing about. So I think bringing him to this platform will make him more popular, make him more relevant to this platform. I think for my own best of knowledge, I think you should just leave the guy, let him remain as a member in your platform. That's what I think.
But when you are talking now, you know what my mind is telling me? What if the Mohammed talking about is Asna Mohammed in Emirate, who is now a part of the parliamentarian. So it will just make the whole thing come like so interesting. I've heard you.
Yeah.
On that.
Okay.
You are the people here, and if the people here hang on, what happened to that Mohammed? Did he just fall out? Could that be the Mohammed, by the way? You guys are scaring every Mohammed. Anyway, like I said, yeah, anything that will make anybody uncomfortable on this platform, because I think it's very serious. I know the kind of character or the kind of people that spend their evening on this platform, and I don't take that for granted. So, and that's why if anybody or anyone wants to kind of make you uncomfortable and there is a complaint on that, we have a way of dealing with that. Okay, but apart from that, everybody is still very much free to express themselves. Charity Baba, I will walk.
Yeah, so let's others have their own time.
Thanks
for having me tonight.
Thank you so much. Now, Baba T, like I said, it's so good to see your face again.
All right. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are hearing me.
Clear, sir.
Okay, clearly. Good. So today, I think I just want to continue from where I stopped the last time during the parliamentary section. We have a swearing in, we have a president now, which is good for us as a nation. But from all indication, just the way the president said that he's going to continue from where Buhari stopped. Unfortunately, the only thing I have seen is that Tinubu has actually commenced the way Buhari commenced. In 2015, I was very, very shocked. Even despite the fact I was one of the diehard supporter of Buhari, it's unfortunate that when he started his government, then he said he needed a clue on how to kickstart his government. That Jonathan did not give him enough clue to kickstart his government. And it was highly worrisome because I felt that Buhari has contested the election for more than 3 times.
That's right.
And any man who has possibly contested the election for 3 consecutive times, which is 12 years in a row, should not need a clue to kickstart. I even believe you will have a master sheet that you must have review, and you now have a perfect way to start. I'm already seeing similar things with Tinubu, even seeing some protocol related, despite the fact that they said he has an ambition to be president in the last 30 years, bringing people, forming alignment. I know he has really worked hard, but it's unfortunate. I'm beginning to see some signs as if there is no preparation. And I'm even beginning to see that if he's trying to ride on the wave on things that will just possibly entice us, that will make us feel a bit comfortable, that if he wants to do things, he knows that everybody knows that subsidy removal is a way to go because he knows that is the direction. But I don't even believe that he is actually committed to that project. I felt the elites...
You see, without plan, no.
Yes, I felt the elites have already just said, okay, subsidy removal, we've eaten enough in this subsidy removal. And possibly they've already have an arrangement that even if the removal happen now, it's going to favor the elites. Maybe with Dangote refinery formation, with the NMPC that has been possibly recreated to now have different functionalities, one way or the other, the elite is going to really maybe get an advantage in this subsidy removal. And I felt he doesn't really have a master plan on how this subsidy removal is going to be done. The error or the mistake that came during his inaugural speech that said subsidy is gone, I believe it was supposed to be a slip of the tongue, but they just felt that, it might just be a best time to just really ride on that wave and just make it happen. And, let's just see how things really just go. The country, they've been throwing everything at us, and we don't really react. We are a bit docile, especially we the youths. When I say youth, anybody that is above maybe 18 years, 19 years and above, up till about maybe 65, I can say we are a bit docile. They push everything to us. There is nothing we do. At the end of the day, we talk. We don't really take much action. We go home. They do anything, whatever happened. They even tell us, they know that we really believe in religion. They will use our religious leader to speak to us. They prophesy. They just guide us. And at the end of the day, we all go to bed and sleep. So I felt the best thing we are supposed to be doing, we Nigerians, we that are still youth, we that still have a lot of future, and one way or the other, this allow our resources are in the hands of these guys. I believe we need to wake up. We need to wake up and take the Nigerian project as our project and gain ownership. If any of us have opportunity to be abroad, maybe in the US, UK or something, we should not think that, oh, it's not my problem, or it's those people in Nigeria and co. Don't let me deceive you. On a daily basis, you will be reminded that you are a Nigerian.
That's right.
If you refuse to go to Nigeria when you are young, you will go there when you are old. If you refuse to go when you are old, one way or the other, your dead body will go there. And these people, no matter what you do, wherever you are in the West, they will ask you one single question. Where are you originally from? Where are you originally from? We all need to take Nigerian project as a very, very serious project. We are supposed to take election in Nigeria and own it. Even in the West, we are supposed to come in, coordinate, give a massive support, and ensure we are start placing the right leadership. Even despite the fact that we are Nigerian today, don't let me deceive you. If we break up into Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba nation and co, these same elites, they will divide into us and they will take those positions. And they will continue, they will galvanize the resources for themselves again the same way. You will just give opportunity for, if you say, okay, there is an iPod, you just give opportunity for Ojus or Kalu, all those other people you will grow up and they will be in that session and they will share it. If you say, okay, you are in the, it's now Yoruba nation, then Tinubu and co will galvanize it and they will take the cake. If you say you are in the any of the Hausa, this thing, those people who are the allies within those places will take up the cake and nothing will happen because they have already shared the nation either along region or along resources, and they have put everything in their pockets. So if we are smart, we should start taking Nigerian projects and own it, and we should take it very, very seriously. For the opportunity we have that we are still in Nigeria, either we are Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, whoever we felt might possibly push us forward in this journey, let's put him there. Okay, let's just say, for example, between Obi and Tinubu, who are you likely to have a discussion to say Yoruba want to break out, that we even want to listen, that will not put army to finish you? Who is going to give you a room to even start discussing and start talking about consensus? So we need to start putting the right people there. You don't even know, possibly when you put the right people there might be the opportunity that will create the platform for what you actually really want. If you feel that, okay, you want to be a Yoruba nation, who will give you room to discuss? You have to put those people there before you even start moving to the next level and say, okay, let there be division, let there be a peaceful division. If it is the division is the way. The Nigerian project, we need to take it as serious as possible. If we don't take it as serious as possible, we will all be aliens in all over the world, globally. We will all be accused everywhere we go. Our passports, they will not respect us. They will not respect us as an individual, because whatever you do, they will ask you, where are you originally from? You will say you are from Nigeria.
I know.
So let's just take this Nigerian project very, very serious. Then lastly, Maego, I know you want me to go. Lastly, I want to suggest that...
I would love you to stay, but it's just our time.
All right. lastly, just I will take 1 minute for this.
Okay,
Lastly, I notice that most of what we do in almost all the platforms, we just come to talk about the problem of Nigeria. I felt it is high time we highlight, even if it is one day within all our discussion in a week, to start talking about solution. What are we going to do so that we start compiling the solution and start taking action? And somebody like Mayogun will be giving us reports. Say, okay, in Enugu, there's a by-election. The people in the diaspora has mobilized this. They've worked with the obedient. And at the end of the day, this is how we were able to push results. And we put those people account. We will start putting them into a situation whereby we give them performance KPI that they need to meet. If they didn't meet it next election, we kick them out. If we don't do that, honestly, I'm telling you, even Amechi said, until you start stoning us, we will continue to loot the nation.
Thank you so much.
And he's just telling you the truth.
I know it's always
so
on record.
We need to take action and start talking about solution. How do we take our nation back gradually, even if it is from local government level? Let's start doing it. Thank you very much.
That's you, Baba. Thank you.
And
then I'm looking forward to the next one. Again, another parliamentarian stuff. Okay, so you have a good one, sir. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Now we can go to Prince Jejeman, but I think I also need to share the slot again or the numbers. But let me see if I can bring other people who seems to also be ready. James has been like going back and forth. So James, I hope the network will not kick you out again. Then Mohammed has been going back and forth as well, so I couldn't really put Mohammed in any number. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go to Prince Jejeman, and then after Prince Jejeman, I will come to James Silver. I hope I won't lose you before then, okay? So you're going to go after Prince Jejeman. Then Mohammed Musti, you will go after James. Hopefully, I'm still going to keep you on as well, that you are not, you won't drop off at the time. Then Tom MC Milan, sir, you will be going after Muhammad. But in case if anybody drops and then something happens and you're still here, you take this slot until they come, okay? Or please remind me of these numbers. I don't really I'm not that smart. So, and then Sir Pumi Sumola, you are going to go after Tall MC Milan, okay, sir? Then Adiola, me and you will begin to talk, share the number afterward. So it's going to still be a long night. If you are still watching us right there, you can still share this broadcast and you can still join us too. You can appear on that screen. All it's going to take you is that link in the comment section. Set it up. And then, yeah. Prince Jejeman, how are you, sir? Wait, let me unmute you. You will need to unmute yourself. The Prince.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Yeah, respect.
How are you, sir?
My good general and all my fellow panelists. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be on this stage, One thing I want our people to know, first of all, is that after God, the second God we have here on earth is the government. Okay? Government connects to every aspect of our lives.
That's right.
So if they are trying to say, you, the people, the problem is not only the government, you, even the Nigerians, you are also the problem of what is going on, is a lie. They all ask us to vote them in because they want to lead us. That was the reason why everybody voted. Okay? So their policy is the reason why everyone is in this shit. I do wonder, because what makes me to wonder is this. These politicians, I call them terrorists, not leaders, because the consequences of what they are doing, their policies, is the reason why there is insecurity everywhere. And insecurity is the reason why people are dying on a daily basis. And at the same time, they are the one that is shouting through their media insecurity, insecurity. A government comes out and tell you there is unknown government. Government starts from the federal to the local government. Meaning, if we have local government chairman, he knows all the areas that is under his jurisdiction, isn't it?
Yes.
Then at the federal, the president is there. So there is nothing unknown to any government, because Abacha said this, that if any insurgents continues till 24 hours, it means that government is part of it. For these past 8 years, Buhari has been ruling Nigeria. They came in with nepotism and with tribalism and terrorism. This has led to destruction of Nigeria completely. And the governors all over East, West, North, and South are an accomplice to all this mess, because they have the first-hand information of everything concerning governance. Okay, now they want us to give them solution. We are one Nigeria. We should all come together and talk. My people, what I want us to know is, listen, any meeting, any conference that continue to be holding that has no ending, especially a meeting, and there is no, people keep on talking, you know that everything there is lie and lie upon lies. Okay, Nigeria, they want us to move forward. They want us to talk. They have been talking. Confab is there. What other conference is there? Everything they put it into the bin. You see, all the thing that is going on is deliberate. Now Tinubu came. He has told the Nigerians that, look, that where Buhari stop, that's where it's going to take off from. Okay, and he has shown that yes, he's taking off really from where Buhari stopped, because he is a Nigerian. If he calls himself if we truly have if there's anything like a president there, he's a Nigerian, so he knows how Nigerian setting works. If he calls himself a leader, now he came in and just announced fuel subsidy. Immediately everywhere catch fire. Okay, now they are calling Nigerians to come and let's with solution. Let's move forward. Everything is deliberate. Everything they are doing is deliberate, and they know that this fuel subsidy you see now, people are dying as me and you are speaking now, because every consequence of the thing they are doing, people are dying on okay, let's say somebody is not well now, they want to take the person to hospital, no fuel, no car. What will happen? The person will die. So as we are talking now, hundreds of Nigerians are dying just because of this single madness called fuel subsidy. All right, you know,
provision.
Let me tell you.
Your time is up, Prince Jejeman, because we only have 5 minutes.
Finally, solution. You see, a steady electricity and the water. If they can give Nigerians just steady electricity and water, alone, before talking anything subsidy, I believe that is one solution alone. I'm not a politician. I'm not into leadership, but I'm just giving them this idea as a layman, because I've seen that high education is not high sense in Nigeria. Thank you, my good general.
God bless you, Prince Jejeman. Nice one. So as we are kind of moving on, it seems that all those I gave those numbers to, they are gone. Okay, I'm just going to flow with Sir Tall MC Milan, sir. It's so good to see your face again. So I'm just going to come to you. I mean, sorry, hang on, James. I've seen James. James is still here. So let James take his slot, and then I'll come to you, sir. Okay. James, how you doing, sir? You need to unmute. Right. Can you hear me, by the way? You need to unmute yourself. It's not letting me do it for you. Let's see. That's some network issue there. So I am going to go straight to Sir Tall MC Milan. How are you, sir?
Hello, Mayo, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here again. Mayo, you know, I like listening to other parliamentarian stuff, you know, because we learn every day.
That's right.
But if you remember the last time I featured in your program, I told you that Peter Obi was sent as a messiah, not because he's a good person, not because he will change the fortune of Nigerians, but because he was the only person that could hold back the obedience from entering the streets the day after the election.
You said that.
Now, I've been imagining what has been happening all these days, and something is so clear, even though some people may not have paid attention to it. Everything that is happening now, including the fuel subsidy, as far as I'm concerned, were things that had already been programmed even before Tinubu came to power. And I will explain what I mean.
Tell us.
If you're observant, you will not, I know you're observant anyway, so I won't say if you are. You would have noticed that in the last 2 months of Buhari,
yes,
all those people who were speaking for him kept on saying Buhari has done very well. And when Buhari goes, we will miss him. We will understand the things that Buhari did. We may not be seeing it now, but as soon as he goes, we will see all those things. And the question is, have anyone wondered why in less than 1 week after Buhari left, nobody's talking about Buhari? It is not like Tinubu is the first government we have had since independence.
Expectedly.
The corruption of the past government, nobody is talking about it again. Everybody is now talking that they should bring Tinubu and kill him because everything they programmed, just like other people have been saying, he said he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. So the program that they set for him is exactly what he is following without knowing the consequences because he had no preparations. He had nothing in mind that he wanted to do. He just wanted to enter power first, then every other thing can follow. Unfortunately for him, not being prepared, he entered and did exactly what they told him to do. And this is likely going to be his greatest undoing. What do I mean? If anything happens and in the next 3 days, Nigerian Labour Congress starts their protest, this is not going to be the Nigerian Labour Congress protest. It's going to be an assembly of everybody that is angry with Nigeria. Nigerian Labour Congress will be doing their thing. Believe you me, IPOB will be doing Nigerian Labour Congress in the East. Yoruba Nation will be doing in the West. Middle Belt will be doing their own in the Middle Belt. And there will be so much confusion that Tinubu, who is not prepared for governance, cannot handle it. That's the truth. And what I see coming is this. It will be an opportunity for those who allowed Tinubu to come into power to do what they have always wanted to do. Because they allowed Tinubu to enter because they knew he would make a mistake that will make the whole Nigeria come out and say he should go. And then whoever will take over power will take over power. I won't be surprised if Tinubu gets impeached. Because all these politicians that are shouting what he's doing is the right thing. We would have done it in the days of Jonathan. We would have done it in the days of Abacha. All these people that are saying this thing, why didn't they do it?
Well, they said he's the one that, maybe he's the one that has the strength and the, what do you call it, the boldness, political
my
will.
brother, My brother, the man doesn't even have strength to stand on his feet. Which boldness does he have?
Political. They say political strength.
Which political strength does he have? As he's sitting today, even the security men around him, the chief of army staff, the chief of air staff, all of them are still the same ones that he met on ground. Which political will does he have? He doesn't even have a stand on his own. So why am I saying this? He came in without a plan, and he followed the plan that was left for him. But what I fear is that if Nigerians troop out on Wednesday, Tinubu may not be president by next week. I'm not talking as obedient or articulate or whatever. What I'm saying is that I know that those who are planning this whole game that he's unconsciously playing are people who threw him in because they knew that he will make this mistake that will make people say, if we had known, we would have allowed Tinubu and Buhari to continue. So if Nigerians are already missing Buhari in 1 week,
then let's wait. Another one.
We are in for a big trouble. So let me leave you. I just wanted to throw that in. That we are in for a big trouble.
You're bombshell already, and a lot of people are going to be like, going to be watching. Thank you so much, MC. Thank you very much.
All right.
Too kind. So I have kind of lost all the people I gave the slot to earlier, and I'm now with these beautiful new faces, the parliamentarians who are left. So we're going to deal with ourselves before we bring more people in. Okay. So I will start from the top. That would be Sir Theophilus, sir. You are going to go next, and then I'll go to the Air Force One. Then I'll come down to Sir Maji Adeyemo, then straight to Sir Chimeze Oguru. Then I will then come back to Ifeanyi Ojuka, my brother. You will be the one that will now hold the baton for all those that will join after. Okay. Oh, we just lost somebody again. Anyway, let's start with Sir Theophilus, okay? And then we'll do it off. I have like about 8 people already waiting there. I don't know why they keep dropping off. So, Sir Theo.
Yeah, Mayegun, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother. I want to say a good evening to everybody in the house and the member of Temple of the Truth. Greetings to everyone. 2 things, Mayegun. I want to talk about something that I've been missing for a while, and that will have to do with our, the Yoruba Union of 18.
Sir.
You know, I understand it was shut down. The talk was shut down because of some things that came up. But ever since then, I've been trying to get in touch with you. I tried to get in touch with our princess, but unfortunately, I didn't get through to any one of you. So,
send me a personal message. What would you want done, sir? I hope I'm not losing you. The camera is currently off. Something is actually not right. Great, you're back. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, what would you like done in particular?
Yeah, like I was talking about the Yoruba Union of 18. You know, there's a platform that we normally meet, and because of what happened with that Mr. Taiwo of 18, I think that platform was shut down. And ever since then, I don't know. I just want to get more information about that.
Because before we shut that down, because it got compromised, that's why we shut it down. Okay, it got compromised, and we felt like the information of our people can no longer be guaranteed safe. Here you get. So we had to get out of that place and told everyone to leave. But we have an official one as well on that same Telegram, and because you mentioned it, sir, I haven't shared it publicly. It's only for those who are aware of it that got in, and I actually thought you got in too. But I am going to make it public tonight. So yeah, spend your own. use your own 5 minutes of being part of the parliament. I will deal with that. So
okay, that will be fine. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much on that. And you know, the issue of this Nigeria of a thing. I was discussing with somebody a couple of days ago, and I was like, this might be the beginning of the end. One, for Tinubu and for Nigeria as a whole. Because seeing what is going on since the day of inauguration, we all know nobody hates Tinubu, you know, but we are talking about the age and the capability to, you know, do things the way it's supposed to be done. And lest we forget that this Tinubu is also from APC. And we all know what APC has done for the past 8 years of Buhari. We all know. So Tinubu coming in now with his ailments and age. We all saw what happened when he was trying to sign a document. You know, we all saw what happened when his AD camp was trying to get hold of him. Man, the last time
when it's swearing in.
Yeah, the last time somebody talked about our president over here that fell down, Joe Biden, and I remember this journalist, I forgot his name. He said, "Okay, Biden fall, we all saw that, but can Tinubu stand for 90 minutes? Can he stand for 90 minutes?" Then aside from that, now we have Tinubu as a president. We have the wife as maybe
deputy president,
and we have Shetima over there. I know the Northerners are now worried. Things are going to happen, Mayegu. Things are going to happen. Unexpected are going to happen. Because to me, the wife will not be able to leave Tinubu for a minute without being by his side because she knows the situation. And the Northerners, Shetima of a person, will not be there looking that why is she taking my position? Then now a lot is happening. Now, today I heard that the 30-year-old UTC building in Abuja has been demolished. You know, just today. A lot is going to happen. My thing is this. I, as a person, I have to be straight with everybody here. I do not believe in Nigeria as a country anymore. I don't. Look at the so-called the strike that the labor authority are talking about that is going to start by Wednesday. Mayegun, do you know that they have been divide and rules going on already? I heard that the Yorubas and the Hausas are pulling out from the so-called strike.
And now it's the agenda. Now they are already pushing that if there are going to be any strike, they said NLC, they said they are members of Labour Party. So therefore, they cannot call for strike in Nigeria anymore because they supported Obi for president. Yeah. So which means Yorubas will not participate. They are just talking to themselves. So I'm not sure if that is a consensus. So they say Northerners are not going to participate in the strike. Southerners are not going to, Westerners are not going to participate. Remember what I said 2 days ago, sir? I said, by the time you get to Monday, that's when you realize the NLC, they will have like about 4 factions. It's happening already.
Yeah, you said it.
They will give them.
I mean, we are here. We will wait and see. Right. I mean, the end will always justify the means. Thank you, Mayegun, and thanks everybody in the house.
Sir, I have shared that link. Okay, immediately we drop here. You can just click it and join us straight away. Official.
Okay, that will be fine.
Yoruba Union on Telegram. So let's go to the next speaker, the next parliamentarian, and I believe that is Air Force One. Sir, thanks for your patience. It's your shot now.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. This is my first time though. I've called in probably 3-4 times during the show.
Okay.
So I've listened to everybody, what they've said so far. But
you might
the only thing I can introduce.
I can see more of you. It's like we are just seeing your center of your head.
Oh, okay. Let me do this.
Take it down. Oh, brilliant. That's better.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so
go on.
I heard everything, but the only thing I can deduce so far, some people still believe they want Nigeria. They believed Nigeria can be revived. Which, well, I'm not surprised because one thing that all these unscrupulous leaders have done so perfectly well is to be giving all this everlasting false hope every day that Nigeria is going to be fine. Things will change. And it's been over 4 decades, I mean, that I've been in this world. Wow. And it is from frying pan to fire, you know.
They are telling your children.
Sir?
No, I said they are already telling our own children the same thing, that we should be patient.
So, I mean, yes, that is the truth. So there is something the gentleman has spoke from, I think he's a student from Georgia, if I remember vividly.
Jude.
Yeah, I think it's Georgia, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, okay, so imagine if Georgia as a nation, I mean, what do you call it? Is it GP or what do you call that? Economy, whatever. It's not even up to Lagos.
Yeah? Like their GDP, gross domestic.
GDP. It's not even up to Lagos. Lagos by itself alone, among the 36 states in the nation called Nigeria.
That's right.
And we are still the way we are. See, this is a high disease. Nigeria can never work. Nigeria is a scam. They've been scamming us and they're going to scam us. Now, I don't personally believe that if we go our separate ways, all these unscrupulous elites will still have their way. I don't believe that.
No.
Because whatever that will make us or make us to even get divided in the first place, when we get to that point, there will be a serious conversation and there will be decision that we're going to have to make, make a serious decision. So I don't believe that, for example, if Nigeria divided today and Easterners, they will, go their separate ways, Northerners and we Yoruba people, that probably somewhere like Tinubu or Abiodun or who else? All these
like Aregbesola and this one.
Aregbesola will now come and be having say. I don't believe that. Me, I don't personally. I don't believe that one will be like that. Because first of all, you see what I've been hearing this. Whenever we talk about division, like everybody going their separate way, the first time people will say, "Oh, if we go, it's still gonna be the same thing." That has been. If you may pay attention to people, that's what they always say. They will say, "Oh, even if we go separate ways, they will still come and be the one leading."
So your theory, sir, is that once the journey towards breakup starts, there are expected emerging leaders. There will be new leaders, of course. That will be like charging surge, which will then eventually be those that will lead the new country. Not these guys.
No, from my opinion, I don't think they will have a say.
No.
Okay, I don't think so. Not even I don't think so. I believe they will never have a say.
That's say.
Yes, don't let me use the word thing because when you are thinking that we are not certain. I am certain they will never have a say. So, but I just want people to understand that we should stop thinking about, even if we break up, things still going to be the same thing. I don't think so. And that has been the mindset I've heard that a lot. People will say, even if we go, the same elite will still come and be ruling. No, that is not going to happen. It's not going to happen because whatever that will happen, the bombshell that's going to drop, that will get back to we being going separate ways. In this nation called Nigeria, with this establishment that we have on ground right now, must be a very, very, very big thing.
Right.
Yes, I don't believe it.
Thank you so much, Air Force One. Like you said, you've been part of this even when we are doing phone in and all that. Now this is your first time of being part of the parliament as well. I hope we'll see you. Baba, thank you so much for that. Let's go to the next person, managing our time, getting everybody to have their shots, as much as possible. Now, I'm going to Silva. You hang on for me for a second, okay? we kind of have reshuffled the whole cabinet. Your place still there, or you still get your place, so nobody's going to take your place.
No problem, Robert. No problem. I do with you.
Let me go to Sachimes here because you seems to be the oldest in the room when we're sharing the numbers. So, which means someone who has stayed longer than others. So, sir, over to you, sir, please.
Hello, Maya. Good afternoon, or good evening, rather. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
All right. So I've been calling for a while now on Saturday, and mostly on Saturdays by Chim from Calgary. So now you can put a face to it.
Right. That is a Jim from Calgary. Brilliant. Yeah. So why did you put Jim? You should have made it easier for me. Now,
don't worry. You're not Oyibo now. It's the Oyibo people that make it Chim. You have to pronounce the Nigerian name. You're a Nigerian.
It's good to see your face. I mean,
yes, same here. Yeah. Thank you, and good evening or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. So I'll try and make it quick. My submission one is I think the leadership in Nigeria has never been sincere. And that's one of the problems we have. There is no nation in the world where you wouldn't have unruly citizens. And I'm not saying our citizens shouldn't try to do better or, become better in the way they, apply themselves as citizens of a country. But our leadership has been a problem because even when you have children at home, when you're a father and you're firm, and you're showing the right direction, then it helps your children to know that whatever silly behaviors they're putting up with or, exhibiting is not acceptable. But our leadership is just a problem. In fact, our leadership is much of a problem than even the citizens, but the citizens still have their place. I constantly keep dwelling on these two issues every time I call in. So, take for instance, this NLC.
With our audience. Sorry about that. Something just somebody put on their own microphone or something. Keep talking, sorry.
Yeah. So, take for instance this NLC scenario. Yes, is this happening? NLC, why are we bringing ethnicity and regional issues into NLC? It's the same divide and rule tactics. What it just goes to tell you is that, Tinubu's presidency is divisive. If nobody has seen it, I'm sorry to say this, for those who still continuously trying to give him a chance, he is divisive. Every effort, every step he has made is to divide. During the campaigns, he went to Abeokuta and spoke in Yoruba. I hear Yoruba, and my sister is married to a Yoruba person. I have Yoruba in-laws on several fronts. So, and I grew up in Lagos. But the thing is, why would you want to lead a nation, and then you went to Abeokuta and you started talking about a Milokon, and you started talking about Yoruba Lokon and all those kinds of things. Those are divisive things, and anyone who can't see it, that the man is divisive, is just deluding themselves. So I'm not expecting anything, awesome from the guy. I'm not. I'm sorry to say this, because the method with which he has even started in the first place, the way he introduced his his candidacy and then his presidency is showing us that even if we wanted to give him a benefit of doubt, I know there are people who will say, I've seen people who will say, nobody believes in me. People call me a thief. You know what? I'm going to go and prove everybody wrong. And they go in there, not because they really wanted to do well, but they decide to prove everybody wrong and do the right. I don't see that with this man. He's not that kind of person. You understand? So I think it's a waste of effort, a waste of belief, a waste of time to think that he's going to do anything to bring Nigerians together. Because right now, Nigerians are further divided. Buhari subdivided us, and Tinubu has even come now with a sword and is splitting the thing even further. For anybody to take advantage of NLC, and you begin to want to say the Yoruba angle, how can you have a Yoruba angle in NLC? How can you have an Igbo angle in NLC? These are issues that I think, any reasonable person should look at and say, no, we can't have this. And then the other thing, today I came across a video, I don't know how long it was done,
right,
where somebody in the House of Reps, I think they had Malami in that session, and they were talking about how some Indians that the Indian government is looking for ran to Nigeria to seek asylum, and the Nigerian government is refusing to release them to the Indian government. The Indian government is saying these people are criminals, we need them back. But rather, those people are being giving a safe landing, and I hear they've been giving contracts, giving oil wells in Nigeria. So explain that to me, how a Nigerian government, an institution of government, the judiciary, is playing a part in breaking and breaching the law of Nigeria. And these are the elites. These are the people who are saying, give them a chance. So I think the earlier we begin to realize that, you know, I don't know what we can do, to be honest with you. Someone said if you split Nigeria further down, I mean, the person who spoke before me, that he doesn't believe that we will go back to those subnationals and be doing the same thing. Well, I can bet to tell him it's a lie. Enugu State in 1991, no, not in 1995, when Ebonyi State was split, I remember the current governor, sorry, the then governor of the state asked all Igbos who were teachers and who were people who were serving in the civil service of Enugu State, who were not of Enugu origin, to go home to their states. It happened before me. I'm not making anybody who follows Nigerian politics from the Eastern angle can attest to this.
So people who somebody states before, they were supposed to have been the same place, but once they created their boy, they told them to.
No, not that. So you know the way in Lagos State, let me use Lagos as an example.
Right.
There are people who are from Abia State, people who are from Osun State, people who are from Kwara State that came to Lagos State and got jobs under the Lagos State Civil Service.
That's right.
They got jobs. The Lagos State government felt they are qualified and fair enough, they gave them jobs. They didn't care whether they speak Nupe language or Birom. They gave them jobs. Let them serve our state. And then let's say, assuming somebody just comes in as governor of the state and says, you know what, like what is going on now, we do not want anybody who is not from Lagos State to be in our state. And then they ask everybody to go home to their states. It happened at around 1995, 96. It happened in this country under Abacha. In fact, Temi Ejo was the name of that military administrator under his tenure. People of Enugu State asked everybody, these are fellow Ibozo, to go home to their states. So you see, I think until we begin to have strong institutions, you see, look, the America, we had Trump with all his errors. But what checked Trump in America and made him not become a dictator was because, like I rightly say, Trump can appoint the attorney general. But if Trump at any point or any American president breaches the constitution, the same attorney general he appointed will be saddled with the responsibility to investigate him.
Investigate him, that's all right.
You understand? And at that point, he can't touch him. What we have at the moment is we don't have strong institutions. Because if we did have strong institutions, then INEC will not be doing the kind of thing it did in this past election. So I think what we need, if Nigeria is going to be, continue as a nation, is we have to start having people who have scruples, who will go to office and insist that things be done the right way. And if you're not going to allow them to work the right way, then they resign. But for us to be hoping that somebody who all of his political career, he divided Afenifere, he's a Yoruba man, he divided, he broke, he has been every of his efforts to
whatever he can get, he breaks. That's why
that's his style.
Breaks.
So anyone listening to me and thinking that kind of person is going to come and bring unity, you're deluding yourself. You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. So I don't know. I'm not praying evil for him. I'm not, if he has come to stay, well, he has come to stay. But my prayer is that God will have mercy on Nigeria and look for a way to just quietly take him away and bring somebody who has some measure of sanity, so that the country can begin to go forward, and we can have conversations whether to stay together or to break up in peace. Czechoslovakia broke up in peace. Let's not go the way of Yugoslavia. That's my concern with Nigeria. Thank you, Mayegun.
Thank you so much, Baba. I do appreciate this, and I know it was never going to be for nothing. So thank you for that, right? Let's hear from others too. Stay safe. Lovely. Now, I'm going to go to Ifeanyi. Okay. I know that my old old parliamentarians are back. I hope I won't lose you anymore. Okay. Sir Bumi Sumola, kind of, just give me a little more time. I'm going to come back to you, and then we're going to get back here. Okay. If I was to hold the baton before we pass it on. Okay. Now here he is. Baba, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayegu. I've been following you for years and years, and even in social media, I've been posting, sharing your stuff. I know you know that I've been doing that. So I'm so proud that I can have a Nigerian like you, you know, in this time and era. So I'm so proud, and I'm happy to be part of this. From historical background, I'm a historian and I'm science inclined. Yorubas and the Igbos, we have the same lineage when it comes to history. I mean, we came from the same part towards Nigeria. So anybody that want to bring any problem between the Yorubas and Igbos, they have already fought. I mean, they don't have no historical background knowledge. You know, as I'm speaking to you right now, I have sisters, cousins that are Yorubas. I mean, we don't see each other as enemies at all. No. So politics, no politics. I mean, we are blood line lineage. I mean, we are united together. And one thing I can say again is that it's Yorubas and Igbos that can liberate Nigeria. Anybody that tell you anything otherwise, they're fooling themselves. These are the two ethnic groups in Nigeria that can actually unite and actually build Nigeria or bring it to confederation or build it to how Nigeria is supposed to be. So let's stop playing all this nonsensical politics that goes on. Right. You know, I was ashamed of what happened in Lagos, that a Yoruba son born by an Igbo woman, you know, will be isolated. I mean, if you talk about Osun State, the mom of Osun State governor is a Yoruba woman. You know what I mean? Like Davido. And everywhere you go, everywhere I look, I see Igbo and Yoruba union. I mean, we are born together. And let me digress a little bit to the subsidy. From my statistical analysis, Nigeria paid $94 a barrel. So if you break it down to naira, it's like 80 naira to the pump. So 80 naira. So every other thing they make out of that is profit.
Yes, sir.
So there's no way you can tell me that you are subsidy. There's no any NPC. Let us show me any document that shows subsidy payment. What about kerosene? What about diesel? Mm-hmm. They don't have no subsidy payment. So what they did was they use all that money, trillions of dollars and money they make, and they use it to build a refinery for Dangote. And now they want to pump up the price. That's why they say, oh no, subsidy gone. Okay, now the whole fuel, everything will be pumped up. NNPC is saying $5.50 and also a pump price and shit. So that's what Dangote going to be charging. And they're going to get their money back. Our elites are the ones killing us. It's not about our tribes. Nigerians, we're good people. From the Hausa, Yoruba, everywhere you go. We are good people. It's just the politicians that are using divide and rule and religion and other stuff to break us up. I live in California here. California make more money than the entire Africa. I mean, we make more money here in California than the whole African economy. You know, we good. And we don't do that by doing religion, politics, and stuff like that. That's gibberish shit. No, we don't do that. Can you do the work? Are you good at what you're doing? There you go. You can act movie? There you go. You good in the talking commentary? There you go. Can you swim? There you go. Nobody asks you, man, are you Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa? Nobody talking about, no, none of that shit happens in California. Everybody here want to see any way you can do. Everybody here is important. Even the madman in California is important. He can do a skip and people are going to laugh and he's going to make millions out of it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Nigeria, we're blessed with so many things, natural resources, everything we can get. It's just the politicians. They bring in divide and rule. And it doesn't make no sense in this 21st century. I don't know why somebody going to tell me to hate a Yoruba man that my sister married to, that my nephews, my cousins are. Come on. Will I hate my cousin now because he Yoruba? You crazy.
I mean, like, it happened, you know that it happened, and people were still wondering that they never believed that could ever happen. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm ashamed.
People were being told that they look too clean to be Yoruba.
Can you believe that?
They smell too nice to be Yoruba.
Can you
All
believe that?
things that people never believed could ever happen happened.
It's a shame because of politics.
Mm-hmm.
How long are they going to reap off out of that? What are the benefits? What are the benefits? You're going to hate your own child. So I see the FFK of the people. His wife is Igbo, and his kids are Igbo. So you're going to tell Yorubas to hate Igbos while your own kids have half Igbo blood. That doesn't even make no sense.
Doesn't.
You know, so
yeah,
it doesn't make no sense.
So like just mentioned now is one of the most heartbreaking story of this bigotry in this election. You know that this guy was going non-stop, right, with his divisive writings and all that. And guess what? He has 3 kids.
Igbo, he have Igbo.
Yeah, they were brought to him by an Igbo woman. I couldn't believe it.
I shed tears. You know, when any divisive things come between Igbos and Yoruba, I shed tears because it comes very close to my heart. My mom only sister married a Yoruba man. So all my cousins are Yorubas. You understand what I'm saying? So I have Kemi, Femi, others. I speak Yoruba because I leave. Sometimes I go holiday. I spend holidays with them. And my own sisters too married Yorubas. So the whole thing. So when I even read the history, because I like to do my research, when I read history, I now find out that we all have the same kind of historical background coming into Nigeria. We are one. We have the same commonality. We behave the same. There have never been any war fought between Yorubas and Igbo ever recorded in history.
Ever.
Igbos never fought Yorubas ever in history until this stupid election happened. That Igbos now Yorubas can look at an Igbo and say, no, you can't vote. Or you go back to Igbo land. It doesn't happen like that. When Yorubas come to Igbo land, I mean, come on, they get married. They get prosperous. We help each other. We're a team. Never divisive. I don't want this thing to continue. So if there's any way, Mayegun, I'm proud of you. If there's even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that we should listen to you, I know where he's coming from because he's coming from the historical background of Yorubas and Igbos. So we are one. So I really applaud you. I watch you every day. Even when I'm driving in my car, I'm still listening to you, Mayegun. Mayegun, don't ever change. I like you the way you are.
Tell me all the time, and I think because my program is always live, so it's gonna be difficult for me to change. You know that because if I come on here and then I begin to see some traits, you'll be like, no, that's not Mayegun, and everybody will sense that I have enough to kind of lose.
We love you. We love you. We love you.
Thank you so much, Papa. I appreciate it.
Take care.
That's smart, right? So that's brilliant. I could listen to him all night, just like I would to everyone else too, yeah? Now, Mohammed, you finally sat up. Brilliant, Papa. I'm coming to you, okay? But let's stop at James, who has been like back and forth. He should have spoken with us for the past one. He should have actually spoke here for like an hour ago. But I'm glad. I hope the network will be fine. So, James, please.
Good evening, Maegu Baba.
Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone in the house.
Clear.
Maegu, may the Lord be with you all the time, all the days of your life. You know, I've always been part of you every now and then. And, you know, the prayer, it may not be directly to you, but to your children. They will go places, yeah? You have been doing a great job. First of all, I want us to understand one thing. You see, you cannot force an elephant to model like, you know, like an antelope. I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah,
I can picture it. We can hear you loud and clear, sir. Continue.
God bless you. You know, the truth of the matter is this, yeah. 70% of Nigerians living in Nigeria are gullible, and 10% of people living overseas, like we are living in diaspora. 10% of we living in diaspora are gullible as well. Now, why I said this is this. Your oppressor keep oppressing, And the same people that are oppressing keep defending. You know, before the swearing in and everything, you made a show, a live show, and telling Nigerians in advance regarding this fake airline and the aircraft they brought. You see, one thing is, that's why I said to you that I will always pray for you. You beat people back to consciousness. But you know, the hardest thing in life is when you lie to yourself. When people lie to you, you understand they're lying to you. It's understandable. But when you lie to yourself, that is the greatest undoing. Nigerians like to lie to themselves. And another painful thing is that people are now coming together to say, let's pray for Tinubu. It's more like we are saying stupid things. I'm sorry to use that word, because this same Tinubu didn't come to power the normal way. That is number one. He is aware of his health condition.
He does.
Before he decided to steal vote, to steal the ballot, to steal everything and come to power by force. When somebody takes power by force, what do you think he wants to do with the power?
Big question.
It's just simple question. He's got money, he's got influence, but yet he came to power by force. What do you think he wants to do with the power? Now, another thing is this. I'm just bringing out this point so that you will understand how gullible some percentages of Nigerians are. Everybody knows, even the educated ones, even the judges, the learned ones, the professors know the history of this Kolu, as usual that we call him Kolu. Yes. They know his antecedents regarding shady lifestyle. They know. Yet they are defending him up and down, right and center. If the elites were defending him, I wouldn't have problem with it. Yeah. But the same people where we are, after defending Kolu, they don't have money, they don't have what to eat the next minute. They will defend Kolu, abuse you, do everything. The next thing you will see, they will start texting you to send them money.
Yes.
You see, like I'm in my house here. I always look. I'm having you on this phone. I'm having you on my TV. I'm having you on my computer. Most times when I want to think like Nigerians that are gullible, I listen to your program to beat me back into consciousness. This subsidy issue, yeah. Before I go to the subsidy, sorry. Everybody knew that this man was a criminal. He was a drug baron. He was this, was that. A market woman still come out to defend him. I watched the video, a clip on your show the other time when the man removed subsidy. There was a market woman. They were arguing. The woman was still saying, "No be because no be because." She was ready to fight.
20 seconds. I'll show you.
And like
God bless.
They get the fuel, they don't want to open the fuel. They say na Jagapan, na Ikosan, and not be Ikosan. Now we they do about ourselves here, not be Ikosan, you not talk. They say na Jagapan talk, say me fuel they there. For my own belief, not be talk. Not be madam, not be talk. You not talk. And now they say everybody they.
Yes, now we want make you bring everything down. Now you talk, you don't feel deny for them. Madam, not deny for them. Now Jagapan, now you talk.
Seems to be Benin women.
Now, the one question is this: how do you start to help this kind of person with this mentality? So when we talk, I'm tired. You know, at the point I was having my Swedish passport and I was having my Nigerian passport. I said, okay, I will keep my Nigerian passport and all of that. But I realized at the end of the situation, I realized this kind of a thing. And that passport became like my enemy. You understand? I'm here in Sweden. Even if I nationalize, I still have benefits I get. Everything is normal. You understand? And it's not like Nigeria cannot work. The only problem we have in Nigeria at this time is that, you see, we should understand that the way Nigeria is structured, it can never work like that. Because number one,
sorry to cut you there, right? Somewhere saying that, remember that these guys, one thing that will first expose Tinubu as a scam, as a fraud to Yorubas personally, is that Tinubu and his gang from AD, Afenifere, or AD to all of that, they've always been about restructuring. They've always been about that. They ran into trouble with Abacha because of restructuring, democratic.
Exactly.
Now they have that power. So the Yorubas can now say, what is now holding Tinubu
them to do the restructuring? And the truth is this, yeah. You see, when Nigeria as a country has different languages, different religion, different backgrounds, different everything, I bet you that a part of Lagos, Yoruba to be precise, a part of them cannot even speak Hausa. A part of Hausa cannot speak Igbo. A part of Igbo cannot speak Yoruba. What does that mean? It means that by the time policies are made, probably by a Yoruba president, the Hausas will see it in another way. The other side may see it in another way. It's not like they hate that particular tribe, but your interest or their interest will lie at that particular situation. The one that doesn't favor, it will be like, oh, it will become tribalistic or tribalism and all of that. And look at countries in the world. Look at where I live. They speak Swedish. Every county you see here speaks Swedish. You understand? From the northern part of Sweden to the southern part, go to everywhere, you will see the same thing. It's hard to see a country with different languages and somebody coming from even the Tanzania. They call them Tanzania, whatever. They had tribe, but they speak one common language, which is the Swahili. That Swahili brings them together. Which is the common language we speak in Nigeria? Are we saying broken? Even the broken English, some people cannot speak.
I know.
That
See,
is the truth.
James, our time. Thank you so
Baba,
much.
thank you so much. God bless us.
I appreciate
Thank
this.
you very much.
Nice one. You should have a good one there. Anyway. So we're gonna go to Muhammad. Then after Muhammad, we're gonna go to Elder Bumi. See, normally, they will let me bring you on camera, sir. You will need to go and put a proper shirt on and all that. Sure, you get. But I will deal with that while you do that. Okay, I'll just put you out a little minute. Don't cut off for anything. Okay, once I see you with proper one, I'll bring you back on. But you go after Muhammad, sir. Please don't be too long. Now, Muhammad, how are you, sir? Begore. Man, how come this name sounds so kind of familiar? Muhammad, well, maybe not Musty. Muhammad Begore. Where is that from? Is that same Begore? You need to unmute, oh, by the way. Sorry. Let's see if I can unmute you. Okay, I have. There you go.
Yeah, it's the same Begore that you know.
The same Begore from from Kwara, was it?
From Ilorin, yes.
Ilorin, bless you.
Yes.
Now, Muhammad, you have your shot. Wait, before I start into kind of what have you.
Yeah? You want to call me Oloyibo?
No, I'm not. So it's you, Abi. It's you, Muhammad.
No, yes, now it's what you said yesterday. Now that the next time I call, the first thing you do is call me Oloyibo.
No, I won't call you that because Parliament is where you speak your mind. You say your mind. You get that? When next I'm doing my program, please, I'm saying it to your face. Don't ever try to come and tell me or gaslight me into leave the government. Let's talk about another thing. Okay? But here in the People's Parliament, you have the floor. Please.
Michael, you didn't even give me the opportunity to talk yesterday.
Did I not?
You didn't. I think you already have this perception of me that I'm just a troublemaker or something. And then I don't know. You see, I love this show. I'm not somebody that is going to come and if you notice, I've been here for the past 4 days. I keep calling you. It means that I'm paying attention. Do you understand? Of course, the only reason I'm going to do that is because I want progress for Nigeria. And I consider myself a patriotic person. And when I see a platform like this, where Nigerians can come together to talk about what is happening and speak their mind, I feel it is a very good thing. Now,
let me see where you got it wrong, just before you go further, okay? Where you got it wrong, this. When you were like, it was like pretty much like you felt more like, we are paying too much attention on what
I never said that, Mayegun. I never said that. You were the one that concluded that because I said I was happy that your Yoruba nation was working. I never said anything. You can go and play it back. Okay. I never said anything about the fact that you are focusing too much on this. I never.
Okay, maybe then that's on me. I mistook you. You would say, yeah?
I never. You see, I'm humble enough to accept my mistake and to think that maybe the mistake I made was I should have probably allowed myself to watch this show for like a week or so to study how things happen here before I start contributing.
Right.
Do you understand?
Now, I kind of, hang on. For the sake of our watchers and listeners, okay, let's start on a very fresh page now, okay?
Yes.
How I make you feel, all right? Now, we're going to start on a fresh note. And like I said, you are very much free. Number one, to disagree with me. Number two, to put your own point forward anytime, okay? The only thing that is not acceptable, right, is when your statement is sounding like you pretty prefer us to focus on something else than repeating what is wrong. Like, oh, don't focus on negative. You know what I mean? Let's start on a very, very fresh note now, okay? This is the People's Parliament. Speak your mind, your truth, as you wish.
You see, on this issue of subsidy, Nigerians have every right to be angry. Nigerians have every right to hate Tinubu because he removed subsidy, especially considering the fact that he was the one that led the protest for Occupy Nigeria when Jonathan tried to remove subsidy. Do you understand? We are already in a situation where it is easier to be pessimistic about this country than to be optimistic.
Oh dear. I think we are having an issue with Mohammed's connection, even though that seems to be the case from the word go. I know it's been like back and forth. I don't know what happened there. So I'm going to bring you back, Mohammed. Hang on, let's see if that's load up. So if it won't, what I'm going to do, Mohammed, is that I'm going to let Sabelo Tunde to speak. So when Mohammed comes back, right, you will speak after, Sabelo. Then me and the African Wahala will round it up tonight. So let's, hang on. We still have a few people on that were supposed to still be coming up. Ken is still in the studio. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I lost Mohammed there. So I'll wait for him to come back. Meanwhile, Sabelo, you can please unmute, sir. It's your shot.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening from this part of the world. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. All of us can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. My name is Tunde Bello. I'm calling in from Dallas, Texas.
Amazing, sir.
Mayegun, we appreciate you all the time for all the work you've been doing. Despite being out of the country, still keep us. And I told you something earlier when I told you I went to Nigeria. There is no single day miss your program. Your program, not the repeat. The program happens there 2 p.m. Dallas, Texas time. In the car anywhere, so we are appreciating.
Thank you so much.
I listed some things I want to talk about. Number one, about NLC. I'm an obedient. I'm from Kogi State, the Yoruba speaking part of Kogi State, Kaba. Number one, when LC was fighting over Naira issue,
yes,
NLC was not sectional. Everybody knows that Labour Party is different from NLC. Bayo, Tinubu and Co. I follow him on Co. That they should not, because of Tinubu, and destroy Nigeria the more. The world is watching. Everybody is watching. It is on record that it's with diasporans that control more higher financial than any entity.
That's right.
By the time they start making people to live in Nigeria, it's going to be dangerous. Number two, the presidency and the tribunal. Is it that INEC, the results that INEC personally certified and gave to PDP and Labour Party? That thing is not making sense. I don't know what is happening that they say, oh, INEC is refusing results in the tribunal, the presidential tribunal, or something like that. That is very, very absurd. Is Nigeria coming back together, or are we trying to break? Or is INEC now a political party? In as much as everybody is talking about leaving Nigeria or Yoruba nation or IPOP, I don't believe in Nigeria. You know why?
Yes, sir. Why?
I think I have things in Lagos. If Nigerian break, I'm a Yoruba from Kogi. I'll be in the north, or where most of us where we will be. So we can still work together if we have responsible leaders who are willing to bring us together as an entity. There's always an adage my late mom says that anywhere you go to in the world, I'm not saying in Africa, in the world, you don't see an Igbo man run away from that place.
Wow.
Igbos have properties in the north. Igbos dominate Kano. Igbos dominate. Now, if we now want to go back to during the civil war where people's property were confiscated, please, let's walk and believe. I know your passion for Yoruba nation. I know you saw how Igbo tried. You saw how sabotage. And it's even with Yorubas who majorly sabotaged the Yoruba nation. So I still believe in one nation, and by God's grace, if the judiciary can do the right, there were whatever's on YouTube that said, oh, Peter Obi had 16 instead of 12. I've personally taken the whole week to do the research myself.
Right.
And it's true. So if there's always a first time in something in life. And this is going to be the first time. I'm not talking now as an obedient.
No, I mean, like, as somebody who wanted, who has considered all factors and believe that,
we won't.
Go on.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Do you know who I wanted to become president? Because when Buhari was sick, Osibanjo performed some recent things that we can say this man wants to do something, but he has no power. And do you know when I now fell in love with Peter Obi?
Right.
When Peter Obi was going around United States, we hosted in October. We sat one-on-one with Peter Obi. It was fire for fire, as in one-on-one. You ask him questions, he tells you his point, he does this, he tells you this is what he's going to do. I was the one that convinced me. I was the one who read Peter Obi's resume when Peter Obi was in Dallas. So if somebody like Osibanjo, who I say he has a foresight, but he's been tied down by the cabal, and Peter Obi, who is of the same level with and he started leaving. I don't maybe what I'm saying. And
I mean, some people said that too. They said that if Oshibajo was an APC candidate, that no matter how much failure that they are associated with Buhari, that a lot of them will still pretty much just like, even if it's going to be to cover their shame, they will still publicly support Oshibajo than Obi. That it's going to be a tough. Some said it's going to be a tough one for them. I've seen some my Igbo brothers who said,
we are not saying Tinubu is not good. But our issue with Tinubu is, health is not on his side. Okay, look at his announcements now, appointment. Look at people visiting him. Like today, I don't know what I learned they say Nuhu Ribadu will be NSA.
NSA, yeah, he's
so
official.
all folks who destroyed Nigeria, who knew that people was appointed.
Same faces, same people.
So I won't take much of your time, but we have to pray and beg God, because our passport, I'm an American citizen. I fly into Nigeria with my Nigerian citizen, I'll fly back as an American. For even common stores here, if you go, they look at you, dress well, you say so, they will ask you, oh, are you African? You say yes. Are you Nigerian? You say yes. They say, Even our African brothers see us as people being dubious. Please, the tribunal, we know this case will end in the Supreme Court. They should do the right thing to save that nation.
Thank you.
Our passport is useless at the moment. Thank you, Mayegun.
God bless you.
I thank you for giving me this opportunity.
You.
How's your family?
We are here. We are fine. I'm coming to Dallas. I'm coming to Dallas before the end of this year. I'm waiting for them in
anytime. I'll be your host. Anytime
I will see you. I will see everybody around the area. Yeah. Thank you so much, my son. Have a good one, sir.
Yeah.
So we are now going to go to. We're supposed to go back to Mohammed. Oh, glad he's here. Hopefully the network is not going to go away again. Now, Mohammed, our time is not that much.
I'm so sorry. My network, I had some issues.
Brilliant. Now you don't really have time anymore. Okay, so you have just about 3 minutes.
Yeah. I don't even have a lot of things to say because I don't want you guys to now misconceive my contribution again. But anyway, my philosophy.
No, go on.
My philosophy is that things are bad. We all know that Buhari was. Please, can you reduce the volume? We all know that Buhari was a disaster for Nigeria. Right. I choose to see the situation as if he set Tinubu up. I'm not a Tinubu supporter. I didn't vote for Tinubu. No, but I just look at the situation like, okay, he has become the president. We have no choice but to hope that he's going to do well. It doesn't pay me to now be looking at him like, no, I don't believe that pays me. Right. I believe the best thing to do is to hope that he's going to do well. After all, he just came in how many days ago?
A week ago.
And a week ago, this guy has not even spent up to 1 month. Let us be patient. And we have the right to insult him. We have the right to hate him when we realize that, okay, this guy has spent some time and he actually has no plan for Nigeria. But I just believe it's too early now to come and start castigating him. Do you see I don't know, maybe it's my own belief. The issue about his health and all of that. If you notice during the campaigns, all those Bala Blue and all those things that he was saying, since he got into power, he has stopped it.
Okay.
It has stopped. I don't know why. Do you understand? But you see, Nigerians are very gullible that they focus on the wrong things. Me, from my own point of view, Tinubu's health is not, you see, because that is the essence of division of labor. That is the essence of doing things. It is the essence of democracy. It is the essence of appointments.
If everybody do their job, right?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Go on.
That's what I'm saying. If everybody does their job, now it is right for Nigerians to be paranoid about the kind of people that he is appointing, in the sense that, okay, now we are seeing Ibori. I don't know what Ibori is doing in the villa. That's messed up. That's really, really messed up. But you see, I also, on the other hand, have the belief that everything at the end of the day depends on who is the leader. If the leader stands resolute and stands firm, maybe because he feels like Ibori is actually going to be useful for him in one way or the other, but although Ibori already has this legacy as someone that has stolen Nigeria's money, Tinubu probably knows how to cow him. He probably knows how to tame him. It is not impossible. So me, I'm just, you see, because I want Nigeria to be better. I have a daughter, like I told you yesterday.
You just want to be positive. Like, okay, you know
I
what?
just want to be positive.
Let's just be hopeful. You know, let's just be positive. Well, I
because
think
it does not help my mental health to now be. It does not help my mental health to now be believing that
it's going to happen.
Yes, because I don't plan on leaving this country. I don't plan on leaving Nigeria forever. This is where I want to spend the rest of my life.
Right.
So I have no choice but to be hopeful.
Right.
I have no choice but to be positive.
What you mentioned, which I kind of going to agree with you, is your mental health. You know, there's so much to worry about than to add the fact that Tinubu is going to fail to your thoughts. It's something you don't want to entertain. You just want to be positive and then hope for the best. Yeah?
Yeah.
Brilliant, Mohammed.
Yes. So let me allow someone else to talk.
Okay. Keep watching this channel, okay? What happened here is that on this program, a lot of us, we have passed the stage you are now. Do you understand? A lot of us, right? We used to love Nigeria passionately. See, there are some people here that as at last year, if you tell them Nigeria is going to break up, they'll fight you. They'll say you are stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Some of them even gave Nigeria the last chance in this last election. And you know what happened there? The whole scenario just kind of messed up their mental health about Nigeria. So don't be surprised that we are not positive about Nigeria anymore, because we were once. And guess what? When we got so disappointed and you get so disappointed and disappointed, you stop hoping, right? But I'm not going to disturb your hope, okay? Keep watching, Mohammed, and you should have a good one, all right?
You too. Thank you.
So I hope everybody will understand Mohammed now. Some people just choose to not see evil or say evil because that's the only way they can still appear sane in this Nigeria of today. No thanks to APC. Anyway, I am going to go straight to Kenneth. A lot of people have started joining. I told you, everybody, don't join late. When you join late, you see, it's always kind of getting interesting towards the late hour. And when you join late, you will never be able to be part of it, right? Now, I lost someone, so I'm going to bring somebody to replace that, and that's Crown Fit. Also, Sir Bumi, you will not be allowed to speak, sir. I said you should put on a shirt. That T-shirt will make you, because it's a video that everybody's going to see. So I want you to put on a proper one so that, sorry about that, sir. I know how that feels, okay? I will wait for you once more, all right, sir? Now, Ken and Crown Fit and African Wahala, we are all going to be the people who are going to close this tonight. I'm so sorry to everybody who was once here and they dropped off and they came back and they couldn't get in. My time is so up. Even though I have the whole room to myself, I could sit here for the next 2 hours, but I'm a bit famished. I'm hungry. I won't go chop. Later I eat. So, but I can't eat or go for that until we are done here. So, let's make the time count. Sir Bumi Sumoila, sir. Your shots.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Sorry for disturbing you, like stressing you up.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
So go on, sir.
Yeah, greeting to all everyone.
Greetings.
Thank you. My name is Bumi Sumoila. I'm from Nigeria. I live in Nigeria.
Bless you.
About Nigeria. Nigeria started dying since 1987 when I grew up. In 1987, we started changing money at the rate of 4 naira per dollar. As I can guess, if I'm right. A petrol by then is like 4 naira, or not even to 4 naira. But people are not really understand what is happening. They believe that something just happens small. But it's not a small things is happening. started growing. In 1990, I can remember, I started buying a cement. I'm a man of 56 years.
Bless you, sir.
We started buying a cement at the rate of 25 naira. A sharp sand at 80 naira, soft sand at 50 naira. I bought a house in 1991 with nothing less than 50,000 naira. A 3-bedroom flat. By that time in 1987, we ride the new cars, not Tokumbo. In 1992, we started buying Tokumbo. So that by that time, I'm in Nigeria. I stay in Nigeria. I do a business in Nigeria. You know, when we talk of business, God really helped me for that. Because I start my business with just like 500 naira. I hawk, I trek, I move from one village to one village. I can be able to move around the almost 32 states in Nigeria, having a small branch office.
Bless you, sir.
In 1999 to 2000, something crashed down. All my business collapsed because of Boko Haram terrorist attack and all those things. I cannot travel again.
Wow.
So that now I started seeing that now something is happening. Now, where this solution is, I look right and left and right, I can see that religion is one of our problems. Our government is one of our problems. We ourselves, Nigerians, we are the problem of ourselves because they have scammed us. Our brain is dead. We believe manna is coming from heaven. That is religion level. We all now, Nigeria, we become a scammer to ourselves. Everybody, if you want to deal with Mr. A is fear for Mr. B is fear for Mr. A. Everybody start fear each other. We started deceiving each other. We don't tell ourselves, you know, from there, oppressor come. You that you are a big scammer in government area or in any area you are, you started oppress those people are coming around you. Then now, evil spirits come to evil people minds. Money ritual, this, that, all those things, atrocities, everything started coming. Right now, I look around, I say, if this Nigeria want to be okay, all the workers of Nigeria must sack.
Yeah.
Just like when the Israelites and the Egypts, when the Israelites want to remove from the Egypt, they strike off. Say, no, we are not going to work. Now, a minimum of wage of Nigeria should be 1 million minimum.
The minimum wage.
Anybody collected 30,000 naira per month is a way mad people. Now they will collect a minimum of 30,000, 50,000 because of the bribe. Tell me what you want to do in Nigeria that you not bribe over it.
Almost nothing.
Tell me the workers of Nigeria, the people who's working for Nigeria, where they are going to, I don't know, where their office is a bribe section. You cannot go there and get anything free. People tell you bail is free, scam. Everything. I was happy today when I see a video of Vice President telling all Nigeria that subsidy is a scam, holding by some cabal. And some that cabals are very, very strong.
Powerful.
It's either they consume Nigeria or Nigeria consume them.
What must happen?
Then now in the next 2 weeks time, everybody should be take notes. What that 2 weeks mean? War. Problem. Terrorist attack. Wow. Then now, when we are going to talk, we don't have anybody to talk to. We start talking to ourselves like mad people.
Started screaming and shouting at ourselves.
When I started seeing your program all the days, I always be there. If you notice, I always look at you. I always be there.
Bless you, sir.
I say, come. If I have opportunity to travel out of Nigeria, I will do more than you. Because I will tell people exactly the experience that I have in business. the business I have built with 500 now to millions that collapse. Because you cannot travel to where your business is.
You pay tax too, sir. You see, there's difference here, right? If you have your business, I mean, apart from Nigeria, right, and you run your business into, into millions, then something happen. It's about to collapse or anything. There will always be a sort of, opportunity from the same government of your country try to save you, except if you just don't want to do the business anymore. In Nigeria, you've been paying your taxes when you're doing your businesses, Abi. So when the crisis came, where was Nigeria?
No one to save you.
Nobody.
When crisis came, no one to save you.
Nobody.
Then now, when we talk about the fuel, we believe in fuel, the crude oil. But I don't believe in that. There's something we call eco-friendly, which is pyrolysis plants, where you can use rubber tire, waste, nylon, pure water, and everything to make a crude oil. Where you can use it to make a crude oil. I made research about it about 5 years ago. When I made the research, who are you going to talk to? Those senators that are sitting down there getting thousands of millions of naira, are you going to talk to them? They cannot listen to you. Even governor cannot listen to you. Even anybody cannot listen to you. That you have this idea, why can we not do this? They know the idea, they cannot do it.
Unfortunately.
Then now, when we be able to move to the pyrolysis plant, everybody free to do a petrol, free to do a lot of things. All this background, this petrol, it will not exist. But they won't give us a chance.
They won't. Thank you, sir. Because of our time, you know something, I believe that even if you are unable to call in and make your contribution into the live program as you always
my God.
You see, this People's Parliament is so free and easy for everybody to join. It just depends.
The line is breaking. I cannot hear properly.
Oh, you can't hear me properly. Right. The network is acting up then. Okay, sir. So we have, I'm going to yield the mic to another speaker because of our time. Okay. But I look forward to another time that will be lucky to have you. And
Thank you.
Experience
Thank
with
you.
us.
I express my feelings. I try. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, a lot of people will prefer that you continue talking anyway, but our time is almost gone. Now, Ken, I have 3 veterans on with me tonight, so I feel safe. I can even just stand up and go, and they would finish the program for us tonight. But we won't do that. We still need an anchor that will finally round up. So what we're going to do is that I'm going to let Ken. My time is almost gone. I've only got just about 8 minutes, but I know we're going to overshoot it anyway. But help me, please. You are going to speak now. Crown Fit is going to go next. And me and African Wala, we're going to do the Kokari Wala. So, Ken.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hi, sir.
Yeah. So, I'm going to make it quick because I know time is against you.
I know. And you're also on the road as well. You just couldn't take your eyes off us, eh?
Exactly.
Please.
Mm-hmm. So, please, Mayegun, if you come to the States, I remember we're here in the district of Columbia. If Texas, that's where you want to go, that's fine.
Yes.
But it's the seat of power here. So if you have the time, they help.
Don't worry. I'm just waiting for them to say yes, I could come, right? Trust me, I'll be like that bird out of cage when I land in any of your airports in America. I'll just be everywhere. But we'll talk about that. Don't worry. We'll get to that stage. It'll be a pleasure.
For Mr. Tunde Bello, and I don't know, somebody else, I can't remember him.
Tunde Bello. It's also
them to understand that. Yes, I have my US passport, I have my Nigerian passport. I go to Nigeria. I've said it here many times to you that Nigeria is where it is. They are irredeemable, but I'm not going to go there. I don't want to take your time. Let me focus on the central point of my point is that, and I'm not going to take time. The problem of Nigeria, whether anybody likes it or not, is the constitution. The constitution that you have now, it's a nightmare. It is the genesis. I said it here before, Maegu. It is the genesis and the revelation of the problem of Nigeria. If you look at even since independence, Nigeria has independence, all the way down to the Civil War, and where the Civil War even splitted Nigerians the more, and the genocide that happened there. That is another topic for another day. you and I and everybody in the temple of truth cannot, unless somebody like Muhammad, or probably who say he's living in a different universe, do not want to accept the fact that if he has not read that constitution, that 1999 constitution, then he is probably in a different planet. Because the problem of Nigeria, and I say it here, here with all sincerity, that the problem of Nigeria is right there. Until that is resolved, fine. If it's not, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to take your time, and have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Ken. You too, okay? And thank you very much for not writing us off, because it was taking too forever. Now, let me go on to African, sorry, me and Crown Fit first. Then me and Crown African Wahala will kind of close it, okay? So, sir, it's been a while. You know what I told Mrs. Busari yesterday? I told her, I said, man, somehow I actually miss everyone. It seems like, we've not had all this Yoruba Union leadership meeting. And at a point, we're having it almost every week, remember? And it was like, we just look forward to it. But last 2 weeks, I miss you. Crown Fit, how are you, sir?
Mr. Chiu, doing great, Crown Marigo. Good evening to all those who have been the participants. I really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for being that outlet that most Nigerians who have somehow found a connection with what we do here at the Temple of Truth. I can say categorically that Mohammed is a very comfortable person. Just looking at the backdrop of where he's speaking from, he doesn't appear to be.
You don't know all this Alpha Begore family. They are not true now in Ilorin. Mohammed is comfortable. Mohammed is all right, and
right.
Go on, I mean, sir.
And I appreciate the fact that he won't allow his mental health to be compromised. But at the same time, the insensitivity to that comfort zone that he's so much attached to, may Nigeria never happen to you, Mohammed, if you're hearing my voice.
Amen.
Now, my main point for the night, for those who are still hopeful about, the future of Nigeria and what we hope to get out of that land space. We should all look at every part of the world, any country in the world that is forward thinking, any country in the world that qualifies as a country where the inhabitants actually enjoy the privilege of citizenship. Let's look at the leadership structure. Only in Nigeria that we have a separate God or a separate deity for those who don't believe in God, the atheists, and those who subscribe to other belief systems. It's only in Nigeria that we so much are very religious bunch, the two dominant religion are the Muslims and the Christians. And if you look at countries where the Christian faith is pretty much dominant, you see that there is nothing comparable to the Nigerian landscape when it comes to faith and how that interacts with what governance should look like, what the citizens should expect from their country and from the leadership structure of the country. I have never seen any country in the world where a sitting president is surrounded by a bunch of criminals, people that we know their records, that they've been charged with one crime or the other, been convicted of one crime or the other, they've had to pay restitution for one crime or the other, but at the same time they find themselves in the corridor of power and they can still beat their chest to be a partaker of that same leadership structure. There's no place in the world.
No.
If you're just a petty thief in the United Kingdom or anywhere in North America, holding a menial job becomes a lifelong struggle, regardless of what kind of profession you are, unless you're self-employed.
Self-employed.
Okay? So why is the case of the Nigerian story different? That we have all this bunch of people with shadowy, shadowy backgrounds. From Ibori to the chief of staff. You've mentioned it times without number. The information is out there in the open space, in the public space. And that makes me question the integrity of Nigerians when they're talking. And when I listen to that, sometimes I think it affirms the belief that over 70%, if I'm to quantify it, let's just not throw numbers without a statistical fact, but anyone out there in their common sense who is still arguing or hopeful that Nigeria can be better under the current leadership structure, I think they ought to be remanded in Arrow if that institution still exists, because we'll see anywhere in the world, those who we look up to, okay, as a society that is progressive, everybody wants to jackpot to London, to England. Everybody wants to jackpot to Canada. Everybody wants to jackpot to the United States, to Germany. Let's look at their leadership structure. Let's just forget about the politics, their political affiliation, or what they believe in, whether it's socialism or whether it's communism. Doesn't matter. Are there any countries out there where the leaders have criminal convictions at the rate and magnitude that the current leadership structure has in their pool of the so-called potentials? Okay? It's a sad story that Nigerians are still hopeful. When you see a lie and
one thing I told people, so I said that they say we should be positive, not be negative. And I'm like, see, if it's about positivity and negativity, right? Okay, people like us who condemn them and what they are doing because we know the end result of what they are doing, right? Let's call us negative. What about your own positivity? All of you are positive with them, who hope in them, who expect your hope to metamorphose into good governance and all of that. What happened to that, your own positivity? They couldn't answer me. So which simply means, hope doesn't build a country.
No.
Prayer and all of that.
Does not, can you pray yourself out of criminals? I mean, you go back in history, the Germans prayed themselves through their struggles. They did the work. And if you are the type that subscribe to your faith, you hold on, your faith is valuable to you. It's there in the holy books. Faith without work is dead. We have a bunch of people dying daily and they refuse to see it. That, you know what? They just have this faith that is meaningless. And until they decide to accept that a lie is a lie anywhere it is in the world. Well, let me not take much of your time, man. Let us connect.
We have to. And it has to be very soon too as well. So, sir, thank you. Let me go to Wahala so that we can call it tonight. Tonight, the African Wahala, the Prince. Adewale, how are you, sir? You might need to unmute, you know that. Or I'll do it for you. Let me see. Okay, I did it. Can you hear me?
Thank you, Dr. Mayego.
Here you go.
Yes, sir.
Wahala, please.
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very, very well.
Good one, sir.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, all of us.
Yes. The young man, Mohammed, because he is a young man, Belgore, we need to understand that, some of us know these people. I schooled in Federal Government College, Ilorin, for 6 years. And I know the Belgore family. They are a popular judiciary people. They have a lot of top judges from way back in the mid-90s.
Mm-hmm.
So that guy is a beneficiary of the Nigerian system. Like Crown Fitz said, if you look at his background, you can tell that these are the people enjoying the Nigerian state. Okay. And I'll put one more thing out there. In my WhatsApp group, one of my secondary school WhatsApp group, back in those times, if I come out there and I'm criticizing Buhari, man, this guy is a criminal, he's a terrorist, is this, is that, people are angry at me. Why would you say that? Well, okay, you ran away from the country. What have you done? I'm like, bro, I'm not your president, bro. I'm not your governor. I'm not your senator. I ran away because the country was punishing me. So I understand the mind state of people like Mohammed, and it is what it is. But the real reason I called in was because, let me explain. Someone previously said was a little bit not sure about the outcome of Nigeria breaking, if the criminals in the political spaces would come back and hijack different regions. Fine, there is a possibility that could happen. But most importantly, what we currently have set up, if we are trying to protest against police brutality, guess what? The Nigerian police and the soldiers are going to unleash hell, terror, murder on us. If we decide, okay, the protest isn't working, let's find another avenue to change the system. Through your ballot boxes, go get your PVCs. You go out there, you use your PVCs, you're knocked on your head again. You're not going anywhere. While all of this is happening, you're scheming. How can I get rid of these political criminals? For example, where I'm from, I'm an Ijebu boy. In my southwest region of Nigeria, we are scheming on how to get rid of political criminals that have impoverished us for so long.
That's right.
While we are scheming, guess what is happening? Fulani terrorists are killing us from the bushes. And then we're like, what kind of country is this? Listen, presidency, do something about the Fulani terrorism. And guess what they tell us? No, it is against the Fulani people's culture. The open grazing mechanism has to be implemented, and you don't have a choice. Wow. So we are getting dealt blows from inside, talking about our politicians. We're getting dealt blows from outside, the northern cabals. And while all of that is going on, then we are getting dealt blows by the Nigerian military and the police. So you tell me, how do you ever want to solve these problems? You're never going to solve it. You will continue wallowing, going round and round in circles, while more people fall into poverty, more people lose their lives.
African Wahala.
Truth is, if we are able to find a way to split this country up, it has reduced our chances. Number one, we've eliminated that madness of you telling me that some terrorists can walk their cattle in my farmlands and prevent me from going to the farm. We've eliminated that because we have a new country. Now we have fewer problems to deal with, like the criminal terrorist politicians in our different regions. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not the smartest brother in the room, but I have thought about this Nigerian project. I never thought about, man, let's break up this country until 2021 January. That was when I was like, you know what? I give up. We are wasting our time. We are going round and round in circles. Let's find another option. So that's what I just came to put out there for anybody that wants to critique what I just said. To my homeboy Mohammed, relax. Okay, we know there are millions of people like you out there. With time, you're going to start telling the truth. Thank you, my great brother, the General, Temple of Truth.
African Wahala. Did you know that somebody actually eavesdropped when you said that Dr. Mayegu? They said, Mayegu is now doctor. I said, there's no title I know they get for here. And it's all coming from the brethren of the temple. And you know what? We don't even need certificate for them. So, you know something, African Wahala, thank you for stopping by. As usual. See you again. So here is where we're going to draw the curtains, because I am beginning to feel like I didn't stand up. Can you believe that I didn't stand up for 3 hours for People's Parliament? I've been here. Now, I have not even gone to make myself another cup of tea. I'm thirsty, I'm famished, and I've enjoyed every bit of tonight. I wish it could continue, but it can't. This is the end of the chat today. I am just going to say good night. instead of having to do rabble rousing and all of that stuff to, buy more time. Thank you so much for participating in this. That's what we do. People's Parliament, everyone who is part of this tonight, either you are watching or you kind of joined or you tried to join, don't worry. We have it at least once every month anyway. The only thing I missed tonight is that we didn't have a single lady didn't join us. That's very, very rare. But to everybody who made this interesting, Mohammed, if you're watching, because I can see you, you're still in the studio. So you will get to know a lot of people here better, and you understand that, like I said, that a lot of us used to love Nigeria so much, okay? And in fact, a lot of us still kind of love Nigeria, but our love for Nigeria is not the love of keeping it together. If you love Nigeria, if anybody really, really, really love Nigeria and care for Nigerians and Nigerians, I mean, Nigeria and Nigerians, right? You will demand for the breakup of Nigeria. It may sound harsh. It may sound like defeatist, kind of, but you will come to that reality too. A lot of people who kind of believe that Nigeria should break today, if you ask some of them a year ago, some of them as far back as 3 months ago or 4 months ago, they don't believe that Nigeria should break. But you see, Nigeria has a way of kind of telling you that it can't work because it's deliberate. There's nothing bad in hoping. If we are talking about hoping for something better, I don't think there's any country in this whole world or any citizen of any country in this whole world that actually works on hope. Even when they kept being disappointed, they just still manufactured the hope and say, well, I just hope that. So don't think that those who say they don't want Nigeria anymore, like they are ignorant or they are just people who are negative people. No. A lot of them were really, really patriotic people about Nigeria. People who really, 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 really care about Nigeria. But upon discovering that there's no evil spirit making Nigeria worse, okay? There is no sin of your forefathers that is bringing Nigeria to our knees. No. There is no devil, witches, wizard, or anything against your destiny. A lot of them have discovered that the real witches and wizard, the real devil and evil that they talk about are your politicians who are making policies that are destroying your businesses, destroying your currency, your economy, your money, your security policies. Do you understand? So the more people try to want to love Nigeria, the more your politicians make it impossible. So to those of you who still love Nigeria, who still want to fight for Nigeria, I wish you well, okay? You're not doing anything bad though. But I want you to remember that those who said they don't want Nigeria anymore, they were once like you. They had hope. They were praying. They were very strongly minded about Nigeria. They fought people who said Nigeria should break. But when they got to their own, the moment of truth, yeah? Nobody told them to say, you know what? It's a pure waste of time. And as for the rest of you, I wish you well. I wish all of us what we wish ourselves. I will see you some other time. Don't leave without liking the broadcast, okay? Good night. From here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary political. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ o. làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó. Máyégún Diary náà yìí bí number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.